So there's a lot of contention in the Xbox community. I mean, Gamescom 2024 lit a fire in the belly of many Xbox gamers, and they are infuriated. A lot of them are infuriated with Xbox themselves. Others are infuriated with each other because they don't understand why the other subsect of Xbox gamers are even upset. And this is all stemming from first the Indiana Jones rumor being put out there and people being disappointed in the potentiality at the time of Indiana Jones releasing on PlayStation 5. But then what is being labeled as the overall gall of Xbox to not only actually release that information to confirm it, but they did it at Gamescom the same time they were even letting their own hardware and console consumers know when it was coming to the Xbox ecosystem. That started it, but it didn't finish. It didn't end there. The following day, you had Phil Spencer just get live on air and say, hey, look, this is what it is. And he tried to pin it on the industry, but he said, hey, and a lot of you guys that were out there that believed what I said earlier about Indiana Jones not being one of the 4 games that were originally coming, I didn't lie. I didn't say nothing dishonest. It was the truth that it wasn't one of the 4 games, but I never said that more weren't coming. You know what I mean? And people are trying to nitpick at that, whether he was deceptive, he's lying, and whose fault is it? Was he forced by Amy Hood and Satya Nadella and all this other stuff? And then lastly, we now discover that AVOWED is likely launching at 30 frames per second, with the developers themselves having the audacity to say, oh, it's a first person game and you don't need 60 frames per second, especially, you know, we sacrifice 60 frames for all the lighting and stuff like that, right? Like we heard that with Starfield, with Redfall, with so many other games, and it just feels like bullpucky to a lot of the Xbox brass, and something that's being indoctrinated into their developers from Xbox that their gamers don't want. Well, in lieu of all this, we went and grabbed one of the most Xbox faithful previously to talk about this. I mean, who better to talk to someone about all this stuff going on with Xbox than someone that is on one of the most popular Xbox podcasts out there, XNC Podcast. Yes, we sit with middle-aged gamer, aka Mag, and boy, does he had a lot to say about this. We're just going to give you a summary of some of this stuff. Let's get into it. What's up, people? It's your boy MM2K of Hard Knock Digital Culture, Cloud Dosage, and here MM2K Gaming with a special summary video. This is a summary of certain portions because this interview's too hot for TV. No, our sit down with Mag, my homie Mag, longtime supporter of the platform, but again, an Xbox enthusiast, a little bit longer than I would have tolerated it, but again, nonetheless, he's on the front lines. He's still very much connected to the community, and more importantly, he has a lot of connections with the Xbox business in entirety. I mean, there was so much tea spilled that, my gosh, this interview is just golden. And if people actually pay attention to it, it could break the internet and a lot of the stuff that was spilled. But before we get into all that, do us a huge favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and rock those bells for notifications, please. So I just want to give you guys and gals just a snippet or two of some of the things that he said from a personal level. First, we're going to look at a snippet where he talks about being wrong about PlayStation and some of his earlier approaches and things like that, and the backlash that came after him just simply being honest and correcting the record. So let's start there, and let's do that by going here and playing the video.
I'll you know what? I'll bend the knee to it. I'll bend the knee. I'll take the L. I absolutely will bend the knee and take the L and say I was wrong. I was wrong about what I was saying about PlayStation, And when I realized what Sony was doing and how good they actually were, and when I really realized it was during the pandemic, the beginning of the pandemic, before the PS5 came out, is that we got a PS4 Slim, and I started playing some of the games that I hadn't got. They were on sale, this and that, whatever. And I was playing all those, and I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, these are, and I mean, I was always playing the Uncharteds and things like that, right? But then I got into some of the other ones, and I was like, holy shit, these guys are for real. And like and then when you get engaged, where you blink once and then it's 6 hours later, that they've got you by the balls, because you're like, holy shit, these guys really know how to keep you engaged in a very, well, I hate to use the word twice, but in a very engaging story with engaging gameplay loop and incredible bombastic budgets that go into these. I mean, let's face it, we understand that Sony is also a Hollywood studio. So they know how to put out a blockbuster. You know what I'm saying? So they do that in these gaming spaces. You can't compete with that kind of that gravitas. It's almost impossible. So Andrew Wilkins, you're not wrong. And I almost feel embarrassed by some of the shit I said. And I did the videos. The videos were kind of funny. I was just being a goof, whatever else. And you know what the funny thing is? I've actually stopped making those videos because I stopped making those videos, not because I'm like, they're cringe, or, like this, the kids say, he's being cringe. You fucking cringe. Fucking old man. Go retire, old man, you fucking boomer. Whatever, and all these things. I didn't stop because of that. I stopped because I was wrong. And joking or not, it's not funny when it's not right. And the thing is that when I started speaking against like the other stuff, and I really started saying, guys, listen, just as a consumer, never mind is like whatever, if you want to be a warrior in some console war bullshit, whatever. The thing is that you should respect a person's decisions as to what they want to do based on what they want to do. Let them do what they want to do. And I'm totally open. If people say that Xbox is the greatest thing ever, I'm like, hey, man, Godspeed. Go have fun. Are you having fun? And they say yes. I said, then God bless, say less. Go have fun. Enjoy yourself. I will never shit talk anybody for enjoying something. But you know what happened to me? I started saying some nice things about Sony and realizing what they were doing. And then I started pointing out that Microsoft absolutely sucked fucking balls this generation. And it's been 4 years of nothing but an absolute disappointment. I give this generation a 1 out of 10. And I said it on XNC. I said it on Mooch's show. I said it everywhere else. I said the Xbox One launch was 100 times better than what they did this launch. And and you know what? And it's showing in its numbers. It's showing in its numbers. Look at the numbers now. They sold more Xbox Ones in what was considered to be one of the worst generations in video gaming history. And yet the series consoles are doing worse. It is beyond comprehension. So I start pointing out this obvious truth. And they block me. They stop watching me. They start shit talking me. People send me threats, all kinds of stuff. And like horrible things say horrible things to me and this and that. And I'm like, are you guys for fucking real? Are you gonna and it's fine that you want to do what you want to do, but I'm like, are you gonna go this far and you're gonna defend to the death a mediocre experience? I am tired of defending them. I am tired of waiting for that. You remember the old saying? I said it to Mooch last night. He almost choked on his drink. Remember, I said, "Hey Mooch, remember the first 6 years of the Xbox One? It was from 2013 to 2019. It was wait till the next E3. Then they canceled the next E3. And then it was wait till next year, when all the wait till next year. Next year's gonna be the year. You remember that? And then look at this generation, 2021. Microsoft won. By the way, they won. I'm sure you know they won Publisher of the Year that year. Okay, they had a great year. 2022, they released fucking nothing, right? And so then everybody said, don't worry, 2023 is the year of Xbox. Fantastic. What did they release in 2023? 2 bombs and a mediocre experience, right? And Hi-Fi Rush, which nobody played, by the way. Speaking of which.
I did.
There he is. Here, I got some stats for you.
So yeah, that right there, I cut it off right at that point because you're gonna want to watch the interview, because he goes into like deep diving detail on how he got to that path, and that I might as well just play the whole interview, right? So you need to go check that out. But secondly, what I want to do is I want to show you guys and gals something else, right? Not only did he talk about, taking accountability for what he said about PlayStation that now he realizes was wrong, and addressing the backlash, which he does on multiple occasions, and he goes into further detail. But I asked him specifically, I said, Mag, why do you think Xbox is struggling? And he has an interesting response to that. Let's play that.
The thing is that Sony backs up what they do with 10 out of 10 quality. They back them everything they say. Their arrogance, they have arrogance. Let's face it. Their arrogance, the pricing, the not giving a rat's ass. Hey, we're charging an extra $10. Take it or leave it, motherfucker. We don't care. But you know what? They back it up with Game of the Year quality, 10 out of 10 scores, engaging experiences that everybody talks about, right? We're not talking about just other people. My mom, hey, honey, did you watch that Last of Us show? I heard it's a wonderful game. And I'm like, well, it's not a wonderful game. I wanted to commit suicide, but it's a game. I mean, I love that. Last of Us is my favorite series of all time. But like, my mom is sitting down. My mom is like almost 70. And she's sitting down watching Last of Us, for Christ's sake. You know what I'm saying? And it gets into the zeitgeist, the public zeitgeist. They're able to tap into that pop culture, and then they back it up with quality. You know what I'm saying? Quality. Even I don't give a shit what anybody says. Days Gone. What was it? Like a 60-something Metacritic? My top 5 games of the last generation. One of them was Days Gone.
That was a great game.
I adored that game. I know that King Thrash I listened to the King Thrash interview. You and King Thrash were talking about Days Gone, and he said some funny things, which obviously I can't repeat, but it was funny. But anyways, the point is that they back up everything with quality. Yeah. The problem that I'm seeing, and this has been a consistent problem now for about 10 years straight, is that Microsoft does all this, does all that. This is the strategy. No, now this is the strategy. I don't care how many strategies you got. You can have 100 different business strategies. Yeah. The problem is you're backing it up with mediocrity. And that is why people are walking away. At the end of the day, brother, it is not about console wars, what flag you're waving, who this, who that. If your games are shit, then people are not going to continue to support it. And they have been nothing but shit, except for one game in 10 years. I swear to God, I'm saying this right now. The only game that I liked that I could say was an absolute 10 out of 10 banger for me was Psychonauts 2.
Okay.
Psychonauts, by the way, if anybody has the in the chat has the option of playing Psychonauts 2, go play that game. Holy shit, what an incredible platforming game. The amount of ingenuity, the love, and the cleverness of this game is unmatched, and it is an absolute masterpiece for me. I thought it was a travesty that it didn't win Game of the Year, and it was nominated for Game of the Year, but it didn't win Game of the Year. But to me, it was an absolute masterpiece. That was what's his name? Tim Schafer? Is that his name?
Tim Schafer.
Yeah. I mean, the guy looks like, I just call him like an older Jack Black. But anyway, he looks like him.
Yeah,
but, you know what I mean?
Jack Black vibes.
Yeah, he's like an old Jack Black. But anyways, that game was a masterpiece. Other than that, they have released consistent mediocrity, and that is what it's all about. We could talk about this, brother, to blue in the face. We could talk about how this one's good, this guy's this one's Phil said this guy said that. It doesn't matter. If your number one priority is to release a video fucking game, and if you can't release a video game that is good and people want to go back and engage with, then you have failed. How do you fail with Halo? A Halo is a surefire hit. Even Halo 5, everybody's like, Halo 5 wasn't very good. It still sold like 7 million copies on a console nobody was buying. Because you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, are you out of your mind? It wasn't even now you can't even get Halo people to play it after the first week. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, after the first week, and then they were going to release a free to play. Nobody played it at free to play, and then a year later they're like, well, we're going to give you 2 new maps. Thank God in heaven, you gave us 2 maps in 12 months. Holy Moses, please, someone save me from all the content. I can't keep up. Like, are you out of your mind? But anyways, the consistent mediocrity is their number one problem and will continue to be their problem unless they can do it on a consistent basis. quality. You can't release one great game and then 3 shit games. You cannot do this. The only
So we're gonna end it there as far as that. Yeah, that clip. Look, man, I'm telling you, great insight, personal insight from Mag, but he has even better connections. And throughout this interview, he's dropping and spilling tea all over the place. Like he was spilling so much tea, we all had to change our trousers. Like, you really want to check out this interview. Find out what was behind Mike Ybarra, Pete Hines leaving, a lot of the chaos that's happening at the at Xbox, what the Activision, Blizzard, and Bethesda people said to Sarah Bond during town halls will amaze you. Get all this tea, all this insight from Mag, again, co-host of XNC Podcast, one of the biggest Xbox podcasts out there today. So definitely check out that full interview. If you're watching this as part of the NRO podcast experience, like if you're watching this as part of that podcast, stay tuned. We're gonna have a great podcast where we're gonna talk about this and a lot of things going on. AVOWED. We're gonna be asking PlayStation now, what do you want to do? Because now you fully have the mantle and other things like that. But if you're not watching this as part of that, you're watching this as a separate VOD, what you're going to want to do is, in order to hear that podcast, click the box to your left, right? And in order to see the entire interview with Mag that you definitely don't want to miss, click that box to the right. It's going to bring you to the entire series, and you can go check any of them out, including Mag's interview. With that said, we appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. Until next time, have a wonderful gaming day. Peace. What is up, everybody? What is up? What is up? What a hell of a week. I'm out here sending out messages and shit to get everybody, make everybody aware that we are live. Oh my God. Cold Blood, what is going on, brother? How you doing today, man?
Not so good. Actually.
Not so good? Uh-oh. What's going on, brother?
My favorite game of all time, Concord, doesn't get any players, bro.
Hold on, you and the other 6 people playing it? You ain't enjoying it?
I can't enjoy it because there's no one to play with. It's an empty desert, bro.
It's a sand dune. Oh, was it Dune 3 and shit? Instead of it being Concord, it's Dune 3? Is that what you're saying? Holy shit.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? That's right. Anybody can get it. That's right. It's your boy MM2K. I'm here with Cold Blood. We're back again with another episode of. Look at that. They're leaving already, Cold Blood. You motherfuckers are so janky, bro. Like, come on, man. Look, Xbox had a horrible week. I mean, that's going to dominate what we talk about because it was so fucking awful. But again, this is the no cap zone, bro. This is NCZ over here. No cap zone. Fucking Concord looks like dog shit. There's like 55 people, all with pensions and all on Social Security. They all playing that game and shit. They all in the nursing home right now. Get the fuck out of here. And then Concord's gonna get that work today too. But with that said, what is up, everybody? This is episode 72 of In a Row Podcast. This is the podcast where we break down the week's best, brightest, and worst in AAA genre defining gaming. And man, oh man, do we have a show for you today. No one disappoints in giving us material all the way around. But before we get into today's show, we are so close. Please hit that like button. All we need is 2 more. We'll get right into the show. You guys heard earlier, you should have heard earlier, the homie Mag, my fucking God, Cold Blood. He gave like an interview of interviews last night. It's like, I literally, you guys can kind of like hear me in the background talking and shit. Like, something was wrong with my mic. That's why I was so low. But thank God Mag is the way that he is. I didn't need to say anything. Like, bro took over. He even started asking me questions and shit. But he took over, and that interview was so stacked. It was so stacked with not just emotion, not pure raw, like I'm breaking this shit down to the last compound, but he dropped some tea. And I know that we're a small channel. We're not thirsty. We're not going to run all over the place. Oh my God, Mac was here. And guess what he told us? Because we know it's going to be true. We know that he had his connects, and the shit that he said before was true. Tim Dog has told us this before, but he just went and embellished and went into more detail. So I'm going to tell you this right now. If you missed the interview, shame on you. If you want to be in the know in gaming, and particularly what's going on with Xbox, and you missed that interview, shame on you. Go ahead and watch it. We're going to talk about it a little bit and talk about things here and there, but I'm not going to sit there and run around all over the internet. Oh my God, you need to watch it. No. Our supporters will support, and they understand that they're going to come and get the raw uncut when they come over here to MM2K Gaming. With that said, I want to show you guys something else. We're still 2 likes away from our 10 likes. I'm going to show you guys this. All right, this right here, we did have a crazy ass phenomenal month last month, where we gave a lot of opportunities to those to become, self-sustained members from all of our gifted members. We went up like 300% or something like that, probably even higher last month. Now, I get it. We had said that we were going to have these interviews and we were trying to push for them earlier, but people's schedules, were all out of whack. And when I say all out of whack, I mean, we didn't align, and it's nobody's fault. I will say that the MAG interview would have happened earlier. But I think things happen for a reason, right? I think MAG's interview wouldn't have been as potent if it would have been earlier. I think this was the perfect timing for MAG to have his interview. What's up, Juice? We see you in the house. What I'm trying to say is that I think a lot of people thought we were capping. We weren't going to do giveaways, that's why you see the Magic Wheel. We're doing a giveaway, another giveaway. And this isn't even a monthly giveaway. This is the giveaway for you guys hitting the goal, hitting a 50 goal. You know what I'm saying? So we're doing a $25 gift certificate to your platform of choice, even if it's Xbox. Or you can just save it, for 3.5 months to play Indiana Jones on PlayStation, whatever the fuck you want to do. You know what I mean? You want to get Phantom Dust with the original assets? Do what you want to do. We're doing another giveaway. And then we got our monthly, we got our members, our just regular members giveaway that we're doing, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the month. So with that being said, those of you that are members will benefit. There were way more people that had an opportunity to be part of this giveaway, and they let their memberships lapse. Womp, womp, womp. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. That's why I told you we do this on the 21st, because the 21st is when all of the memberships and all the real tallies and stuff come through. And that's why we do it around the 21st. So here goes the members that have not let their gifted memberships lapse. And these are the ones that are going to be participating in our members goal today. You know what I mean? So shout out to those folks. We will be spinning out later today, later in the podcast, and see who wins the gift certificate, along with the homie Battlefield Marine with his $25 gift certificate. This person will be getting a gift certificate too. So that's what's up. And again, when you become a member, remember, you get all the perks of the membership at the $3.99 level. We dropped it $1. We've even dropped it $1, and we've added more content. So you're missing out on a lot. And these people listened. Like, for instance, my homie Ralph, 1030 Media. He got a gifted membership. He said, I'm not letting that shit lapse. You know what I mean? And I think everybody else on here, they their memberships, they have they sustain on their own anyway. Like, we got Creative6, Silverback, Geek to Sneak, Jonathan, Ghostface Killer, who I think is a new member. Sub Negro 24 is a new member. Patrick, Saxamax. Shout out to all of y'all. Devil Shooter 126. Shout out to my homie Devil Shooter. Hey, Devil Shooter, I saw your comment the other day. You know I was just fucking with you, right? You know you the homie. I was just fucking with you and I was like, Devil Shooter, you a fake PC person that plays PlayStation all the time. Devil Shooter's an original supporter as well. So I just wanted to show that as well to let everybody know that we're going to be doing that giveaway. All right. Okie dokie. All right. Let me see. Was that it for the honorable mentions today? Members goal and giveaway. Yeah, that's it for the honorable mentions. I do want to say one thing. I did play, for those of you that follow what I do on Cloud Dosage, Cold Blood was fucking with me earlier today. I'm snitching on him. He was fucking with me because when I did my Indiana Jones video for GFN Thursday, I was like, yeah, I can't wait to check out Indiana Jones, check out all the bells and whistles of GFN. And he was like, you fucking liar. No, I don't mind. I like the way GFN looks. I don't mind checking out Indiana Jones because everything looks good on GFN. Doesn't mean I'm
how you worded this, bro. Like, that was funny to me. But now it's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's gonna look nice. It's gonna look great. It's gonna look great on GFN. Yeah, everything looks great on GFN. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. But I was gonna do Wukong, and I was supposed to do 1440p, and then I got a Windows update. That's why my volume was fucked up. But I got a Windows update. It fucked up my volume and it fucked up my settings. So I put that Wukong video out there. But we got a slick ass thumbnail. I'm gonna use that thumbnail over here. Fuck that shit. We're gonna use that.
You got some dudes in the chat saying it was a great interview.
Yeah, it was. That was a fantastic interview, says Michael Morden. Yeah, it was, bro. I always wanted to talk to Mag. I've always connected to Mag and, stuff like that. Just because, I like the skits, even though I didn't agree with the context of them. I like the skits. I thought he was a cool dude. And I figured that when we got together, we'd have a good time. I didn't know that his interview would hit like that. Like, holy fucking shit. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't know that he was that connected because I started thinking back to some of the shit he was saying on XNC that the Xbox community tried to smother, and yeah, all that shit came true. Like when he was he talked about how, and look, if you followed Mag's content, or if you remember, like Andrew Wilkins was in the chat giving him a hard time, talking about, yeah, Mag, you ain't fucking with the ponies no more. And he as you saw in the clip, that's what he was breaking down. Like, yeah, I did do that, and I stopped doing it because it was wrong. My assessment was wrong. But if you saw his old clips, Mag's wife would be in there with him, doing shit and making fun of the ponies, right? He said that he just heard her rambling upstairs one day while he was in his man cave. And he goes upstairs like, what are you doing? And she's like boxing up all the Xboxes and shit. And it's like, I'm fucking tired of this thing. I'm tired of sitting there waiting for this thing. And sent it back, and they all got PlayStations now and shit, except the one daughter who she plays the Fortnite on Xbox. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta listen to that interview. I did not know it would hit that hard. Holy fucking cow. Yeah, we gotta get Meg back. And like I said, it's not about who knows who, but I'm always grateful for people that can help consumers out, that can lead consumers in the right way. And he definitely was trying to do that. And he talks about how, you heard what he said, how he was getting threats and shit in Bali harm. And I know it's true. And Mag ain't no fucking punk. He's not scared. He was like, oh man, I gotta go into witness protection. No, but he was just saying, it's like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? I've seen the same thing with Z. When Z was just simply said that Sea of Thieves was when he called it diabetic gaming. And the responses, bro, that he got, yeah, I'm gonna find you, Jive Turkey, and I'm gonna uppercut you out your Pumas. What? The fuck is y'all talking about? Like, that's real shit. I know we laughed about it and we were joking about it, but that's real shit. One podcaster that will remain nameless, because we do have a mutual friend I found out yesterday, hint, Motherfuckers talked about, we found out in the background that he talked about using his old police ties to try to get Z cited and arrested. Like, that was really a conversation that was being dangled around. Like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? It's one thing if you go on the mic and say a bunch of bullshit that I don't agree with. It really doesn't bother me beyond, as long as people know you're just talking shit, I don't care. But either when you try to deceive people purposefully, or you try to take this seriously beyond, oh, you really don't like my favorite piece of plastic? Yeah, I'm gonna threaten you. That's when it gets into weirdo avenue. And you'd be surprised how many people like that. Like, I've lost friends just because I didn't like Xbox anymore. And one thing, in my biggest height of talking shit on PlayStation, nobody from PlayStation ever said, I hate that dude. I don't like that dude. There was one motherfucker that just was, he's just a weirdo anyway. And I ain't gonna get into that. But it was just one motherfucker that was acting weird. And I kind of went off on him during the show. But besides that, nobody has said to me, you know what, fuck you, dude. You like Xbox. Like, you know, fuck, like literally like meant it from the bottom of their heart. Everybody else, we may have gotten to arguments. We may have called each other names. Like King Thrash and I have done that. You know what I'm saying? Punk motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and Thrash have done that. Thrash has always been the homie. Like, Thrash, despite all the laughing and giggling and shit that we did around the stuff that he said, bro has always extended an olive branch to me, man. That's what, and then I just started Porter Rock. You watched me and Porter Rock's interview. We reminiscing about when I'm talking shit to Porter Rock, talking about, you know, I'm too high for him to even speak to. He's like a dog howling at the moon. Like, that's what I told this dude. Meanwhile, I got like 5 viewers. This motherfucker, like, he gets like 3,500 viewers. But these guys never told me we ain't cool no more. These guys never said to me, hey, Mars, remember that game you bought me out of the kindness of your heart? Fuck you. I'm gonna give you your money back. Or remember that avatar you may have bought or whatever? Fuck you. Here goes your money. It was never like that. I only got that from the Xbox side. It was kind of like, I guess the PlayStation guys were like, this dude's naive. He'll come around. He'll understand. You know, and it was never no tension, bro. Never no tension. Never. So, you know, excellent interview. You know, it's a shame to see Mad go through that when he's just trying to inform you guys. But wait, when Cold Blood asked him his questions, which really is like, I think like one of the better parts of the interview. The whole interview's fire, but I think one of the better parts of the interview is when Cold Blood like chimes in and he asks him his questions. Like, you gotta, that's why y'all gotta hear that shit, man. He lays into the haters. He lays into them. He doesn't give a fuck. He lays into them. I thought it was fantastic. So you got to see that. We're going to go through the chat real quick and then we're going to get right into these topics, man. Ron Slusher says, now we know why Avowed was delayed. Yeah. Yeah. Avowed was delayed because Obsidian was waiting for the frosted glass to be delivered. Hey, yo, nobody needs this platform. Stop that shit, man. Come on, man. Stop. These bots is already down. I was already watching the podcast. Motherfucker was trying. He was trying so hard to make it seem like they weren't bothered by this. You can hear the voice crackling. You can hear the tears like coming from the tear ducts, from the eye ducts. You could tell the voice was the voice was crackling and shit. You can tell they wanted to go out in tears, man. They trying, bro. They trying. They hurting. Some is out here like Kid Smooth, they just don't give a fuck. I'm hurt. I'm hurt. What you want me to say? I'm hurt. I'm hurt. Let's not beat them any further. No, I don't give a fuck. Do what you got to do. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. For most of them, I don't feel sorry. I don't feel sorry. I don't know if Cold Blood. Do you feel sorry for anybody? That's hurt. I don't feel sorry.
Well, maybe Tim Dog a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I know his history, bro, like
you get it. Yeah,
he sacrificed a decade of his life for this fucking company, and they just spit on him, bro.
Yeah, for the suit. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That's why Tim has always been my home. I would say Tim was different from the Xbox receptions I was getting. Me and Tim would always be in the DMs, and me and Tim would go, man, it would be brutal. We'd have the whole fucking DM laughing because the whole DM would get on me because I was a fan of Stadia. That's why I said that's part of the reason why I don't feel sorry for you guys. Do you guys understand that? How long was Stadia around? Stadia was around like 3 or 4 years. For 3 times 365 days in a year, for over 1,000 days, every fucking day of my existence during that time, I had about like 24 motherfuckers wailing on me in the DMs every day. Like the PlayStation, and then I brought unity to the earth. I brought unity to the stars. The Xbox and the PlayStation creators would get together and hammer me. Would just be relentless. And Tim Dog was one of the most relentless. And when me and him would go back and forth, oh my God, it was classic. But we would always end the DM with, brother, I love you, man. You know, I'm just fucking with you. I love you. You know what I'm saying? That's always been my bro from the Xbox. Just my bro, period. You know what I mean? Yeah, I understood what Tim Dog was going through. I completely understood what he was going through. You know what I'm saying?
I have a request.
What's that?
Can we please move on from this fucking footage of Redfall?
Is this a long?
I cannot look at this shit anymore, bro.
No, I don't. Now, Cobra, you got to understand this. This is like a memorial to Xbox. Like, what is wrong with Redfall? Hold on. Yeah, I need to remove that out of the playlist,
bro.
Hold on. Do I have a? Let me check out something. Let me just make sure I don't have like an Xbox playlist happening here of like old shit. Let me see. No. No, I got every fucking video new and old up there. So, yeah, okay. All right, we got a good rotation plan. What's wrong with Redfall? No. Like, no, you're gonna watch this. Yeah, so I get where Tin Dog is coming from. That's my bro. And I'm with Cold Blood on that. But yeah, I'm referencing like the average gamers. Like, no, I don't have anything against Kid Smooth. I like Kid Smooth as a personality. When I've interacted with Kid Smooth, he's never said anything outrageous to me. He's probably like I've probably talked shit on him first, and he's talked shit back. I don't have no problem with Kid Smooth. Does he say some goofy shit here and there? Absolutely. But so the fuck what? All right, and it's not the end of the world. So I don't have a problem with Kid Smooth, but I don't feel sorry for him. I don't feel sorry for Kid Smooth. Not in a single bit. Why? Because number one, me, little old me, I don't have the connections that these motherfuckers have. All I have is my common business sense. Cold Blood, he's thousands of miles away from Redmond. He don't have the connections that they have. He was able to lay out, people like him and Thrash in Puerto Rock was able to lay out what the fuck Xbox was going to do even before I did. I was a couple of years behind. But all of us on the outside who didn't have these connections, we kept telling y'all for years and years and years. Now, I get it. Cold Blood and Puerto Rock, y'all were looking at them as ponies. Fuck the ponies. Pony, suck it. Die, pony. Here goes some arsenic, pony. Drink it and go back to the stable. Right? Like all that shit, right? Okay, fine. I wasn't a pony. Like the aforementioned Puerto Rock. Me and him was going back and forth. Y'all were cheering me on when me and him was going back and forth. You go, Mars, right? Y'all loved it when I would say what I would say about the ponies on Beast Fire or whatever, right? I wasn't a pony. And it wasn't just me saying, oh, I didn't like this, fuck Xbox. My homie Will Sings, I don't know if Will is in the chat. Will tell you, go look back on this channel. We got series from years ago where I'm like sitting down with Will like it's my fucking job to analyze the gaming landscape for Microsoft and figure out what they could do to reach their financial goals and satisfy their consumer base. There was a few years of that. But at some point in time, I realized, like, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. So why am I, as a consumer, why am I doing all this parasocial activity of sitting there using charts and spreadsheets to try to figure out what they can do? Look, they already had the blueprint. Them motherfuckers that I'm sitting there trying to tell what to do are making more money than I'll probably ever see in my lifetime. I don't know. They either figure it out and do it, or I move on. So we didn't have all those connections, and we still did the sensible thing as consumers. Number one, that's why I don't feel sorry for y'all. Number two, in the case of people like Mag and Tim Dog, I hear a lot of you motherfuckers out there say, well, I don't like how Tim Dog did it. But y'all didn't have the relationship with Phil that Tim Dog had. I, as a Stadia person, was slow leaked stuff. I tell this story frequently all the time. When the CEO went up there at Google and said, oh, we got some problems because of this $1 trillion tech bubble, and we might have to make some tough choices. I remember when the Stadia community was, again, doing their thing, like, oh, this is all doom and gloom. Everybody's saying Stadia's is on the chopping block. We just had our social media manager come out and slap the motherfucker in his mouth, the Google graveyard dude. Remember, she slapped him in the mouth. And I remember having communications with somebody that had ties internally. And the word that came back to me was like, everything's on the table. And the way that it was told to me, it was ominous. There's somebody that was notorious in the Stadia community that was not liked, that was echoing, look, Stadia might be cut. If y'all noticed and was following my content, I never responded to that, which I would typically would if I got countering information, and B, when it was brought to my doorstep, either via, I can't remember, via tweet or via a podcast, I said, look, man, we're not in the boardrooms. I don't know. Let's just wait and see. Let's hope not. I don't even know these people. Like, I wouldn't know them to see them. They have, like, I'm getting this information third party. I don't communicate with these people. I didn't go out and sit and have a drink with these people. I wasn't gaming with these people for years. I wasn't directly messaging these people for years. But Phil and Tim Dog was doing that. So where was the grace with Tim Dog? So he's not out here like a buffoon, regurgitating a business stance. That is not true. Where was that courtesy to him? I got that courtesy from people I've never met. So all this, it behooves me, because Tim Dog sat there and did a lot for a lot of you people. He got a lot of people opportunities. He got a lot of people into showcases. I remember when I first discovered Tim Dog, people used to call Tim because their Xbox Live didn't process right. And Tim would just use his casual connections with employees to deal with Joe Blow dumbfucks Xbox Live. He's bent over backwards to do so much shit for a lot of y'all who sat there and said, well, I don't like the way that he did it. You didn't have the fucking relationship or the connection that he did. You're not in his shoes. You're just a nut lapper, just waiting for it to drizzle and drop. And even if it hit the floor, it's okay. Phil, thanks for giving me. Thanks for screening that for me. Where Tim had an authentic friendship, where he expected to get a little bit more grace, and he didn't get it. So that's why he did what he did the way that he did it. But my thing is, again, for the Xbox nut lappers, for y'all, I don't feel sorry for y'all. Why? Because the moment y'all saw Tim leave, that That was your cue to exit stage left. Nobody's closer to Xbox than Tim. Is there that? What do they give you guys when you go to these Xbox events? Are you lobotomized while you're there? Help me understand. I don't get it. The moment Tim Dog left, that's your cue to go. That is, unless you like this. If you like this shit and you're fine with it, okay, not a problem. But for those of you that are upset and belly aching now, when Tim, I repeat, for the remedial ones in the back, the moment Tim Dog left, that was your cue to go. I don't give a fuck about how y'all feel right now. You are fodder. You got what you deserve. And I even say that with more veracity for the simple fact knowing that all Mag did is go out there and tell you what he was informed of, which was right. And you guys threatened to do it with bodily harm. Bodily harm. Insanity. Purebred insanity. I don't feel sorry for any of them. We got a comedian in the chat. Hold on, I want to read this, and then we're gonna get on with the show. What the fuck? Games has Sony release. That's a bigger sorry ass gaming issue than anything going on. This is where we know crack cocaine. It might be one of the particles that is being shared at these Xbox events. Sony is in a worser state than Xbox. Who's putting their games where? What marketplace brought Sea of Thieves from 192nd in North America to putting it again in the top 20? Who makes more raw money? Who has larger y'all want to talk profit margins? With their decreased profit margins based on the yen or whatever's happening, shit that y'all talk about that y'all don't understand, who still has better profit margins? I'll give you a hint. Phil Spencer told you in the court documents, and it's not Xbox. This is the buffoonery, the truly, I call it tab conversations, the truly amazing buffoonery that you guys exercise on a daily basis. You live in these ulterior universes. Meanwhile, nothing concrete jives with what you guys believe. Xbox has 500 MAUs. What the fuck does that mean? That's investor bullshit. How much raw money's being made? Who has better profit margins? Who's seeing better increases year over year? I'll get back to you. I gotta go watch an Xbox podcast. I'll get back to you. You are the same numbskull motherfuckers that when we told you that Satya Nadella laid out the first round and let you know things are changing, and he talked about now they're going to be the publisher that they want to be. You are the numbskulls that sit, no, he's just talking about ABK. Who makes more money? Who has better profit margins? Who is a better recognized brand? Who's getting all the games? Did Wukong tell PlayStation, you gotta wait? Huh? Well, that was a deal. That was a deal. I still want to go with that bullshit? Stop it. Yes, everybody's seeing some type of dip because we're on the back end of what happened with the pandemic. The whole tech sector is seeing a dip. But the whole tech sector seeing a dip, and then the only isolated incident on top of that for PlayStation and Sony is their issues with the yen and the conversion with the yen. That's another thing that's affecting their profit margins. But they're still higher than Xbox's. And despite those situations, nobody is going through what Xbox is going through. Nintendo's on the down end or the back end of the Switch. They're converting over to the Switch too. PlayStation is seeing minimized profit margins because of market stuff, but they're still selling like gangbusters. Nintendo's still selling like gangbusters. You're the same mofos that told us last month that wasn't Xbox supposed, wasn't people trading in their PlayStations and getting Nintendos to play NCAA college football? What happened to that? The numbskullery in you guys' communication is why stuff like this happens to y'all. And this is why, and then in Furious One is exactly why I don't feel sorry for you guys at all. Because in order to believe this, you have to self-lobotomize. You literally got to make yourself dumber to believe these excuses. If you want to go and make yourself dumber to justify the anti-consumer things that a Fortune 500 company does, then you go ahead and do that. Meanwhile, if this is your first time here, for anybody listening, just like after we fill in the ribs a little bit, guess whose face we stomping on next? Concord. There is no capping over here. Why? Because regardless of our biases, regardless of our preferences, we are consumers first. You can be the nut guzzling corporate nut towels all you want. We don't do that over here. And that's why I don't feel sorry for you. If you want to be a nut towel, you'll be used to wipe up the nut. Own it. And I mean that kindly from the bottom of my heart. With that said, let's move on. We've gone through all of our honorable mentions. Let's talk about it first, man. Indiana fucking Jones, bro. Woo. Holy hot giggly moogly. First, let's start off with this report from VGC. Right? VGC says Bethesda. Hold on, let me put it up here on the screen. Bethesda's Indiana Jones game is officially coming to PlayStation 5 after Xbox and PC. Let's read the first few bylines of this. Xbox is look at Jeff. Can I increase this? Like the smile on this dude's face, man. Like I can even see it through this blurry ass image. Xbox Indiana Jones game is officially coming to PlayStation 5. The Great Circle will arrive on Sony's console after Xbox and PC. Xbox and Machine Games, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is officially coming to PlayStation 5. It's been confirmed. The game will be released first for Xbox and PC on December 9th, followed by Sony's console in spring 2025 was announced at Gamescom on Tuesday. There was a breakdown from the community after that, but before we get to the breakdown in the community, let's talk about this. No, I want to keep that up there. We're gonna go here. But this is your fearless leader. This is the fearless leader that resides over Xbox that's doing so much better than PlayStation. Like that doesn't even make any fucking sense. If they're doing so much better than PlayStation, why are they foregoing their exclusive content in order for it to sell while on play? Why did Phil Spencer say in this clip, it's a business? What, how bad are you? How bad are you that in order to save your business, you gotta rely on somebody that's quote unquote doing worse? That doesn't make fucking sense. But again, you guys had to virtually lobotomize yourself, or maybe literally lobotomize yourself to believe this bullshit. Here we go. I mute the music. Let's get right to it. Oh, hold on. Let me do this because I want Cold Blood to hear it too. So again, this wasn't off the cuff. This is all scripted. When they sit down with this individual, this is all prepped and prepared. So this is after he sat and had the time. He had dinner, maybe he had some fireside corn in his Xbox onesie. This is what Phil Spencer said. Yeah, this is the appropriate response to, to the fuck you we said to the community. Let's hear what he has to say. And then we'll talk about it on the back end.
And obviously we can't talk about opening night live. We saw some amazing new stuff from Indiana Jones and the Great Circle as well as that exciting release date. We also saw the news about PlayStation as well, which is really cool. I'm really interested in that. So I want to know how this connects back to Xbox's perspective on how and when this approach happens to other titles.
I mean, I'll start just saying Machine Games is doing such a nice job with that game. I thought it showed really well. And that's the most important thing is quality of the games, teams that are getting support that can go build the game. And it was just nice. The long gameplay segment that they had, I thought was fantastic. Going to the PlayStation announcement, obviously last spring, we launched 4 games, 2 of them on the Switch, 4 of them on PlayStation, and we said we're going to learn. We said we'd watch. I think at Showcase, I might have said, from our learning, we're going to do more. What I see when I look is our franchises are getting stronger. Our Xbox console players are as high this year as they've ever been.
Amazing.
So I look at it and I say, okay, our player numbers are going up for the console platform. Our franchises are as strong as they've ever been. And we run a business. Like, it's definitely true inside of Microsoft. The bar is high for us in terms of the delivery that we have to give back to the company, because we get a level of support from the company that's just amazing in what we're able to go do. So I look at this, how can we make our games as strong as possible? Our platform continues to grow, both on console, on PC, and on cloud. And I think it's just going to be a strategy that works for us. And the last thing I'll probably say is I think as an industry right now, there's a lot of pressure on the industry. It's been growing for a long time, and now people are looking for ways to grow. And I think that us as fans, as players of games, we just have to anticipate there's going to be more change in how some of the traditional ways that games were built and distributed. That's going to change. That's going to change for all of us. But the end result has to be better games that more people can play. If we're not focused on that, I think we're focused on the wrong things. So for us as Xbox, health of Xbox, health of our platform, and our growing games, most important things.
Oh, that sounds perfect. Lovely. Now back to the...
Sounds perfect. Lovely. Okay. All right. So let's get back to reality. That's what Phil Spencer had to say. So he does the ultimate fuck you by having Jeff Keighley. You know, Jeff Keighley loves kicking Xbox in the nuts. Bring your nuts over here. You know, he loves doing that, right? Gave it to Jeff Keighley. Now, this I agree with. He gave it to Jeff Keighley so Jeff Keighley can just stick the knife in your back and just twist that motherfucker with glee. One more thing. They want you to know, and me included. that's probably Jeff's real voice and shit. He just plays it off. Yeah, I really want you to know. You're losing all your exclusive bots. That's his real fucking voice. He did all that to just corkscrew that motherfucking blade in your back, right? Xbox did that. He didn't just break into Phil's house and, oh, where's this briefcase? And just steal the fucking notes. Xbox approached this dude and said, this is what we want you to say on the teleprompter, loud and clear, when you're at the end, when the most people are likely watching. Right? Because they're looking to see the last thing. That's what Phil and company okayed for him to read. So after that, you know, that fuck you, and yes, and him confirming, yeah, I really meant it. Here goes some of the community reactions that we're seeing out here that I want to address. This first one is from what's his face? Our favorite person, Destin Laguerre. Now this is where they try to pull the wool over your eyes. This is where they try to act like, well, you know what? Now I'm not going to take it. No, this is save my ass mode. But look how they're trying to still tread water. They're still trying to say, look, I was all for Xbox and I was credible. I was deceived. We're going to talk about this on the back end. So let me mute the mic again And let's hear what our good friend Destin Legary has to say.
And that's my reaction to the Indiana Jones coming to PlayStation 5 reveal. Still working through it. This video is a little bit more rambly than my usual ones. But like people are like, oh, look how mad Destin is. I wouldn't say I'm mad, but I think it's interesting that Phil Spencer had an emergency podcast to tell people Starfield and Indiana Jones are not coming to PlayStation 5, only for 6 months later to announce that they're coming to PlayStation 5. And people are like, there's more content. Like, he didn't quite say that. He said they were announcing 4 games today, and it wasn't those today. But in a Verge interview, he said, well, never count them out. It's just like, of course, he knew the whole time that the PlayStation version had to have been in development at that point. So we were always marching towards this date. Game companies don't just hit file save as PS5, file save as Xbox. This is not how it works, right? So yeah, I feel a little misled by Phil Spencer, not only with the Bethesda statement when he said this is about getting exclusive games in places Game Pass exists, and that didn't happen. And then with the statement that Indiana Jones and Starfield aren't coming to PlayStation 5. I'm not upset, but I do feel misled. And I think a lot of people feel misled also. So I'm seeing a lot of people, I don't know how else to say it. They're coping. They're coping really hard on this one, or jumping up to defend the Xbox brand when they should be asking, what does this mean for that brand into the future? I mean, they'll make more money for sure, but when you don't need to make hardware anymore and all of your money is coming from your competitors, do you just get out? Like, what's the profit incentive to remain in? And it's a pivotal moment because it is a major Temple exclusive that they went to Disney. They advocated for getting exclusively. They talked about during the FTC trial about it being exclusive. They came on a podcast and reiterated that game would remain exclusive at least for 6 more months until they announced it would come to PlayStation 5. And it leaves me feeling less trustworthy of where Xbox is going.
Hold on. Okay. All right. Now, y'all know my history. If you don't know my history, shout out to the 53 people that are in the chat or that are watching this. I'm a recovering Xbot, right? Well, I've recovered, but I'm an Xbot that escaped the cult of Xbotism. And now I'm like kind of speaking out against that cult. You know, there's motherfuckers that escaped Scientology and other shit, right? Like, I'm the motherfucker that got out of the Branch Davidian just in time, right? And so I've been pleading to other Xbox gamers who were not fully indoctrinated. Look, guys, you guys are looking for them to go back to a form that they have no desire to. They are just tricking you. They're going to use you to burn you up, to use you as fuel for something else, turn you into Soylent Green or some shit. Do not fall for this dog shit, right? So I say that to say this. I am in no shape, form, or fashion. My first video on here, even when I was copping for Xbox, my first video is Phil Spencer got a promotion and I'm not celebrating. This is when he became head of Xbox from head of studios and was put under Terry Myerson back in 2017. That's my first video on this channel, okay? So I've always had, like, something didn't make me feel easy about Phil Spencer, even when I was a big fan of Xbox. So believe you me, I'm prefacing what I'm about to say with that because I want y'all to understand that defending Phil Spencer is not part of my repertoire, all right? But here's what I'm going to say. What you just heard from Destin and what you'll hear from other motherfuckers is complete bullshit. Because number one, Phil Spencer didn't lie. Let's go back in the hot tub time machine. Let's go back. Satya Nadella told you we are finally going to be able to act in a publisher role that we've always wanted to. And these motherfuckers lied and told you they were just talking about ABK. Then Tim Stewart came out, this chief financial guy, and said, look, I'm not announcing anything right now, when he was talking, I think, to Wells Fargo investors, but he said, look, here's what's happening. We're not looking at these guys as competitors anymore, because we realized that we can put our Xbox games in there. Everybody is an Xbox user. Now, who talks like that? Fucking Ubisoft, Square Enix. You know what I'm saying? EA. Why? Because they're third-party publishers. Meaning that we're going into third-party publisherhood. Oh, Tim Stewart is making stuff up. You know, he's sleepwalking right now. He's not even up. He's just making this shit up in his sleep. That's not how business works. But then we fast forward to the information they leaked that was leaked from Xbox. For various reasons, we got differentiating reasons on why it was leaked, but it was leaked by Xbox or people at Xbox. And then they do this fucking this podcast, right? During the podcast, Phil doesn't deviate from anything that was said prior by Tim Stewart or by Satya Nadella. No, before that, there was even an interview with Jez Gordon where he says we don't have any plans to put Game Pass on PlayStation. That doesn't negate what Tim Stewart says. That doesn't negate what Satya says, because if you're going to put the games a la carte on the platform, then what the fuck? The Game Pass doesn't even matter in that equation. Fast forward to now the podcast. He says, it's 4 games coming. The scripted questionnaire person asked, is Indiana Jones a star for one of them? He says no. The context being those 4 games. When he sat with Tom Warren of The Verge, which you mentioned in your video, Destin, Tom went straight for the jugular. Are you saying that Indiana Jones is never coming? The moment he says we can't take anything off the table, any decent-minded human being should know or should not be surprised when they announce it. If you believed that despite all of that context, then you've been lobotomized. You've lobotomized yourself somehow. I don't know how and why you did it, but you did it. Stuck the metal rod up your nose and went and fucked up all the brainstem and shit. You did it. Or could it be that you're that much of a fucking grifter that just like Tim Dog, just like Mag, and just like many people, you heard this shit back in the day? You was like, look, my ad revenue, my super chat's too healthy right now. Let's see how this plays out. Let's see how we can twist this and turn this and flip this shit in our favor. Can we damage control this somehow? Let's see how it pans out. Let's see how Xbox rolls this out and how this pans out. I find it hard to believe that Nick Special, Tim Dog, and Mag, because we had Mag on here yesterday. It's all public proof. I find it hard to believe that they are the only people that knew about this, that were informed of this, that had concrete proof thrown in their lap. This was happening. And even if you wanted to be doubtful, when you saw the other shit roll out the way that it was rolling and the things that were being said and the non-committals to it's not coming happening, you knew just like everybody else knew. See, everybody's upset not because Indiana Jones is going over. They knew it. Everybody that's being semi-honest says that. They knew it. They are upset that Microsoft did it in the way that they're doing it because it makes it harder for them to damage control. And now they're scrambling trying to figure out how to do it. What he said is pure bullshit, because even though he's a bullshitter, I don't think Destin is dumb. He's just a bullshitter. And he just fed y'all a bunch of bullshit. He fucking knew. I was betrayed. No, the fuck you weren't. You tried to do like everybody else, wait it out and see how you can damage control it. And unlike Tim, and unlike Meg, and unlike any others, it's just like, look, we're not defending this shit. This is not the Xbox we were standing up for. This is not the Xbox that at times we capped for, just because we just felt like that, you know, they needed some support because they're going to get back to form. You know what I'm saying? But let's you know, give them just a little boost that they need. This is not this. This is, I'm grifting off of the overindulgence in Xbox excitement and I'm gonna ride this out the best way that I can. Xbox will throw me a bone, and y'all didn't expect them not to throw y'all no fucking bone. Y'all didn't expect them to just go, just full blast, just fuck it, 2 beans in a bucket. Fuck it. Now y'all left stumbling, and now y'all want to sit there and say shit like Phil lied, or Phil's hands are tied. I'm gonna tell you what's going on. Would Phil have preferred for this to happen? I mean, preferred for things to be exclusive? Absolutely. He's the one that made the call to Jim Ryan and was like, we're just going to, when it comes to ABK, yeah, you're going to get it for 6 years. I mean, that was the goal. And I feel like, and just like, because Tim has reference to it, he's all into the console war. He's all in for that competition. But Phil has not proven himself a notable steward in driving this in a successful way in favor of Xbox. And they spent over $100 billion. So Amy's sitting there and she's like, because this is how it works. Phil does not get paid to just simply get told what to do. When you're in his position, you're given a scenario. You may be in a quandary where you got to figure it out. But I imagine that the way the conversation went was like this, and especially from everything that we heard. Phil, Phil, this is Amy. Phil, I'm looking at the sheets from ABK, and I know we talked about going exclusive, but with all the shit that happened with the 10-year deals that we had to make in order to make this deal happen, that kind of cuts into the purpose and makes this dead weight if we go exclusive. Like, look at all this fucking money that ABK is making on PlayStation. Holy shit, I didn't realize that this much money can be made on PlayStation. Hey, Phil, if you ask me, I think we need to put everything on PlayStation. What do you think, Satya? Yeah, Amy, I'm looking at this with you, and I'm like, Phil was telling us, he sent us emails, and he told us that the PlayStation had the worst of box, but I mean, Phil, I feel like telling you to eat a bag of dicks right now. I'm with Amy. Phil, what do you got to say about this, Phil? And Phil, in that scenario, instead of him doing what many CEOs would do. Look, guys, I see where you guys really want to hit in this direction, and I understand it. However, that would be so detrimental to our brand, because if we lose it, we're going to lose this console business and the third party, the 30% that we're getting from all this shit. Like, give me and my team, we're going to figure this out. Give me anywhere between 14 to 30 days, and me and my team will come back in a month, the longest, and we're going to give you a presentation, because this is a lot more layered and complicated than that. We're going to come back and we're going to come up with another proposal that is going to be more lucrative than what you guys are saying. It'll be a perfect balance of us maintaining exclusivity, but finally meeting our margins. And then what you do is you round everybody in a conference room and you say, guess what? All right, is your corporate card active? Okay, your corporate card is active and your corporate card is active. Okay, here's what I need you guys to do. I need you guys to call your families and tell them that for the next 30 days, you're going to be staying here. You need to use your corporate card and get a hotel. You get a hotel close to the place of business. We're going to be here from sun up to sundown. At 10 o'clock, everybody can leave, go to sleep in their respective hotels, come back here. We got to figure out a way to hash this out, because what Amy has said to Satya is compelling. Did you not just hear this motherfucker told me to eat a bag of dicks? We'll order pizzas. We'll do whatever we got to do. We got to have. That's how it works in the world of business. However, in talking to my brother Tim Dog, he has indicated through his sources and through his knowledge that when Phil's back is up against the wall, he has his tendency of just going with the low-hanging fruit. So instead of doing that, which I've seen at a high level multiple times in Fortune 500 business, Phil just basically said, okay, well, all right, Amy, well, fuck it. I don't want to end up eating a bag of dicks. So what we're going to do is we'll just put everything on PlayStation. And he just goes back and he activates a plan on how they're going to roll things out onto PlayStation. So yes, was there pressure from Amy, and was Satya like looking at what Amy was pointing out and was like, yeah, Phil, like, I mean, come on, man. I mean, was that happening? Absolutely. But if Satya sat there and looked at the $10 million man and was like, okay, Phil, this, you're going to do A, you're going to say this to Jeff Keighley. B, you're going to put on this PlayStation jacket. C, you're going, if you think that's what the fuck happens to the $10 million CEO of Xbox, man, you again, you've been lobotomized. He didn't come up with a strong enough counter to what Amy proposed. He picked the low-hanging fruit, like Tim indicated, when it came to closing down, what do you call that fucking game? The Platinum game, Scalebound, and closing down Fable Legends and all that other critical shit. He went for the low-hanging fruit in order to meet his margins. That's his tendency. And I've worked with leadership that was like that, but I've had the leadership say, okay, is your corporate card, hey Mosh, your corporate, you haven't used yours in 30 days, it might not be active. You got to reactivate that. Call your family. For your role, I'm going to need you here for the next 2 weeks. You're going to be at the hotel. You're going to be at the Hyatt across the street. You're going to be at the William Penn across the street. Pick and choose. And literally, there's nights, no bullshit, there's nights where I stayed all fucking night and had a little space in the office to myself, and I brought in my fucking 360 and was playing games while everybody was asleep. But because we were hashing out some serious technical things that we had to go through, and we had to come up with a game plan to take care of it. That's how this shit works. And I'm sorry to tell you, if you've been fed a whole bunch of bullshit from people that don't know what they're talking about. But now it's time for you to listen, or continue to walk around lobotomized and not knowing what the right hand is doing with the left hand. And instead of just using your right hand and left hand to virtually whack off a $1 trillion corporation. What you heard in that clip was absolute bullshit. He knew just what everybody else knew. And nothing against my brother Tim, nothing against my brother Mag. But come on, let's employ some common sense here. I find it hard to believe that an employee for the largest video game company in the world didn't get indication and didn't get proof of this as well. Mofo, please. But there's more. So, people are employing their common sense. They no longer want to be lobotomized. They're like, this is bullshit. Yes, okay, maybe I was just too hopeful and something that was going on, and I'm not going for it. I want you to listen to this exchange here that happened on another podcast where a bunch of hogwash was being regurgitated, and somebody on the podcast who normally wouldn't do this, from what I understand, because I don't really indulge into this piece of content, was just like, no, fuck it, the gloves are off. Enough is enough. I'm tired of the bullshit. This is bullshit. We can't. I'm no longer walking around indoctrinated. So we want you to listen to this as well.
The other thing that's happening is PC is taking off, and well, guess who owns that? That's Microsoft. It's not PlayStation. It's not Nintendo. It's Microsoft.
It's actually Steam. But go ahead.
Talk about it.
You
Steam.
presume that Steam is the end all be all.
Anything. I know for a fact who runs PC, and the damn sure ain't Microsoft.
Well, if you look at
who gets the most PC revenue,
the question, like, will they do the?
Who makes the most PC revenue is by far Microsoft. You're talking
gaming?
About, are you talking about gaming? That's a different.
We're talking about gaming,
story.
bro. Stop playing with me, man. Stop playing. We're not talking
if you're talking about gaming,
business. We're talking about
Valve,
gaming. It's like,
hold on, I'm gonna pause for a second. He was like, "Hey, yo, stop fucking with me." He was, his locale was starting to come out. Like, fuck all that elevator music shit. No. The New Jack City, the Wesley Snipes is coming out of my ass now. I'm so fucking frustrated. The Wesley Snipes is coming out of my ass now. I digress. Go ahead and continue to listen.
Gaming.
Valve makes 7 to 8 a year. Xbox makes 22
on PC.
So who's I don't care where they make it. They make
no, but we talking about on PC. You said who run PC.
Who owns PC?
Raise your hand if y'all think that Microsoft runs PC gaming. Raise your hand. Can I get a show of hand?
They absolutely do. How do you make a game on PC?
That's the point I'm making.
I don't just think of gaming.
How do you make a game on PC? You use what? What do you use?
Windows.
You use what? Microsoft's
You can code on Linux. You don't have to code on Visual Studio at all, actually.
Yeah. Okay. Good luck.
You can do it on Eclipse. You can do all types of things. I mean, I hear you, but you're trying to mince it, right? The point is,
no,
gaining
I'm trying to tell you where things are. I'm trying to tell you where things are. You want to believe that the world is over. Okay.
No, I don't want to believe shit.
The world is over.
I don't want the world's not over for me.
The world is not over.
Nothing's over about the world. We just
definitely not over for Microsoft. They're going to be making more money than ever before.
Nobody here has said Microsoft is dead. Nobody said that.
Right. This is just concerning their console fan base. Right.
You also said the console is dying.
The
they're not going to make another console.
The console could die with
Xbox will live on for centuries without the console.
You have it. And really, I don't refute anything that the guy's name is Pixel Bit G. I don't refute anything pretty much that he was saying. Like I've always said, Windows gaming, which Phil Spencer's ahead of, I don't see them going anywhere. The way I look at it is they're gonna, if they do step away from consoles, they'll have a significant dip. I think what their strategy is going to be is they're going to try to continue with hardware. And again, I don't know this 100%, but just looking at this and using my business sense, this is what I surmise, that they're going to use the hardware, which isn't necessarily going to be a console. In my opinion, they're going to use that hardware to try to keep the Leviathan games. Now, what are Leviathan games? Games like a Grand Theft Auto, games like Apex Legends, games like Fortnite, they own Call of Duty. To keep those games, to still keep access to those games for people that want to access them through an Xbox prism, right? So, but they'll just be using the Windows version in order for you to do that. So you'll get the Windows version that'll be on a set-top box, so you don't have to build a PC, and that'll be more pushable to the consumer and at a lot more affordable price than a console. So again, developers don't have to worry about making a native Xbox port. They'll just continue to make a Windows Store version of the game, which is a lot easier for them. Xbox is going to either make or partner with people to make some type of set box. Think of the Steam box from back in the day. I feel that's the direction that they're in, because they still want to make third-party purchases from those Leviathan games. They make a lot of money off of that, and if they were to completely abandon that, they would be, they're going to lose a considerable amount of money. They may gradually get back off of being third-party, but they're going to try to keep that gap as slim as possible by, instead of you just converting you from buying native Xbox games to converting you to buying Windows Stores games via this box. So that's what I surmise they're looking to do. Again, Xbox throws a lot of shit out there. It's hard for them to commit. It's hard for them to land things out of flight. That's an industry term, where you come up with an idea, you try to start adding pieces to that idea, and then the next part is you roll it out. They have a real bad transitioning from the in-flight stage to the rollout stage. But that's what I surmise based off of everything that I'm seeing and I'm hearing that they might do, right? But absolutely, it's a dilemma for console people. Because what are console people going to do? How are their games going to be transferable from the previous consoles if they go with this hardware method? Why do you think that Sarah Bond has an exploratory committee on this? Because they're examining going from console to a more open-based hardware method, where backwards compatibility isn't going to be that simple in that case. Why isn't it going to be that simple? Because, okay, it might be simple for their games, but what they're going to do with your third-party games, right? How is your GTA 5s and all that other shit? Rockstar is not just going to give you a PC license. They're not just going to say, oh, yeah, all right, well, we'll exchange your PC license for your native Xbox license, being that they're going away from a closed console. No, they're not going to do that. Capcom is not going to, oh yeah, we're going to give you the PC version of Dragon's Dogma. Xbox will, but your third-party gamers are going to have a more difficult time. So they got to work with them and figure out a way on this. That's what I think the exploratory committee is for. But we'll see, because Microsoft talks about a lot of shit and they changed their mind as much as the wind breezes. All right. So that's where we're at with this. Okay, I've talked so fucking long. I know Cold Blood is probably fucking putting together a farmhouse or some shit like that. He's like, this dude just totally pushed me out. But now we're gonna bring Cold Blood in. Heath Stevens in the house. What's going on, Heath? We're gonna talk to Cold Blood. Cold Blood. No. One more. I'm sorry. One more clip. This is AVOWED, and then we're going to go over everything Xbox. I'm sorry. One more clip, but I'm not going to embellish on this. I'm just going to defer to Cold Blood once we see this clip. All right. So this is
curious about
Iron Lords. They talked to the developers. They talked to Obsidian about AVOWED, and there was a special question being asked, and the answer might make your eyes roll in the back of your head. So let's go.
You could talk about this part right now, but I was curious about console performance, specifically the Series X. Can we talk frame rates at this time, or we're waiting a little?
I'm
not yet.
Probably not the best person to. Sorry, talking off mic. I'm probably not the best person to talk about that. We can probably. We can probably.
Yeah, I mean, nitty gritty of it. Performance is one of the last things we figure out, right? We are core, and I think we've announced this elsewhere. We are core targeting 30 frames per second bare minimum. Like that's the expectation. It's a first-person single-player game. You don't necessarily need that 60 frames, and that allows us to get a lot juicier with VFX and lighting and all this other stuff. So it's a trade-off we opted to make relatively early.
Look
and
at
we're really
him.
happy with
He
that.
almost wants to
the game's
cry.
running pretty smooth for how visually dense it is. And that was always our goal. But as far as like a greater understanding of performance spec, we're still figuring all that out. It's one of the last things you do. So yeah.
Fair enough. Appreciate that. Man, any other follow-up?
You're like, all right, I'm done. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm surprised. I'm surprised he ain't so. Shout out to Cognito. Cool dude. I just think sometimes he does a little bit too much Xbox, but a real nice guy. And I mentioned that to Tim and all that other stuff. He's a very respectable dude. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit too much Xbox glazing for me, but hey, whatever. It's his content. I prefer listening to him when Maddie's there, because I think Maddie's a suitable like adjustment. Like, wait. Let's bring this back to the middle, right? But like you said, Cold Blood, it looked like he wanted to throw that mic in Maddie's face, like, I'm the fuck out of here, and I gotta be the one to break this shit. Oh man. Sorry, we went over everything. Now this is when I defer to Cold Blood. Took a little bit longer than it should have for me. But Cold Blood, got a couple questions for you, brother. First, when it comes to Indiana Jones, like I had alluded to, you see these creators saying that Phil lied to them, like Destin did, instead of taking responsibility for not accepting what they were told, just like what Tim and Meg was told. Why do you think, I gave my reason, but why do you think these dudes are sitting there saying that Phil's lying instead of taking responsibility for not just believing what was reality?
Man, it's always hard to explain their fucking behavior. It's like it's a program thing in their fucking brain, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, they hear Phil Spencer say one thing, and immediately in their head, every single damage control narrative possible comes to mind. Like, how can we spin it so it doesn't mean what you actually said?
Exactly.
That's always with these fucking bots.
Yeah.
And they're gonna fight with you until it's fucking proven wrong. They will never ask or anything. They will always just start to defend this shit.
Yeah.
When Phil said the 4 games that are coming out are not Indiana Jones or Starfield, he was not lying.
Yeah.
what he was doing is not telling you the second part of what he should have been telling you.
Mm-hmm.
The next games might be Indiana Jones and Starfield.
Mm-hmm.
That should have come next.
Mm-hmm.
But because he omitted this fact, these dumbasses didn't think more of it and just started going, see, Indiana Jones ain't coming to your to your dog shit station.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, it was very deceptive practices, but I think anybody that's trying to exercise common sense would say the math ain't math in here. Like if I were to walk up to Cold Blood in front of like a GameStop or something like that, or a game or whatever, and I'd say, oh, look, man, I got this copy of Black Myth Wukong I want to sell you. So don't go in there and buy it for $70 because I'm only going to sell it to you for $50, or I'm going to sell it to you for $20. Cold Blood's looking at me. Well, okay, well, where's the copy at? And I'll be like, oh, look, here's my address. Show up there tomorrow. We'll make the exchange, right? Now, if Cold Blood takes the address, goes to the exchange and find out that it's, and goes to the address and finds out it's like an abandoned lake or an abandoned house or some shit like that. Yeah, I mean, he could call me up and be like, Moss, you wouldn't believe what this motherfucker did, man. He called me out there and such. But where's the onus on him? Like somebody just randomly walks up to you and says, I'm going to sell you this $70 game that's flying off the shelves. I'm going to sell it to you for only $20. He probably would get more trading credit if he traded it in. I'm going to only sell it for $20, but meet me at this weird address. Like, where's the onus on the listener to sit there and say, no, what the fuck are you saying? And that's where I'm saying, like, okay, maybe there are just some numbskulls out there in the listening public that fell for that. But people like Destin and all these other creators, like I loved him. I love Mag. I'm hard pressed to believe that they're the only two, and Nick Sheppel. I don't know Nick all like that either, but I'm hard pressed to believe that those are the only three motherfuckers on the Xbox side that has common sense. Right? I'm not saying they're the smartest. I'm not saying that, they all got their own formula for rocket fuel. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just hard pressed to believe that any of them, that the flow of electrical current through the brainstem stops with them. Find it extremely hard to believe. Next question, Cold Blood. What did you think of the way? So we're staying on Indiana Jones. What did you think of the way that Xbox decided to make that announcement? I alluded to it being funny to me. They gave it to Jeff or whatever. But I feel like that they did it a certain way purposely. What do you think about the way that they made this announcement about Indiana Jones coming to PlayStation?
Okay. So here's the deal. What did Phil say 2 days ago?
It's a business.
We run a business. So what the fuck does he do? He announces on the biggest stage he can possibly do. For the biggest platform out there.
True. Yeah.
That will buy a game like fucking Indiana Jones.
Yep.
By doing it like this, you just made sure that PlayStation people know it's coming. They don't feel like they're getting sloppy seconds now, even though, yes, of course, it comes later.
Yeah.
But since we got the release date, well, it's not really a release date for PlayStation, but a release window, now people can be excited about it on PlayStation. And it's not a shadow drop like fucking Sea of Thieves and all the other dog shit.
Yeah, and Hi-Fi. Yep. Yep.
Well, Hi-Fi is not dog shit. I would say it's an okay game.
No. I meant like Shadow Rush. I mean Shadow Drop. That's what I meant. Not dog
shit.
Yeah. Yep. It's Crazy.
Bro, he is just saying to you he doesn't give a fuck anymore. He's gonna make money hand over fist, bro.
Yeah.
And if that's gonna make his job last a little bit longer, he don't give a fuck about no Tim Dog or Mac or whoever or fucking Code Eastwood Hargeet and shit. You motherfuckers are not even worth his to be what do you call it? His associates at this point.
Yeah. True.
Because his job is more important to him than you.
Yep.
He went to these fucking studios, said, you gotta just put everything on PlayStation. And don't even try to argue with me.
Frost the windows.
Frosted glass, shut the fuck up. Do your job.
But Phil, shut the fuck up. Oh man. Oh shit.
Satya wants his bonuses back, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Satya wants his bonuses. He told me to eat a bag of dicks, and god damn it, I don't want to eat a bag of dicks. Get in there and frost that glass. I mean, that is true. Like, we sympathize cold blood with Tim as far as him giving Tim a hint, but I don't even expect him to say, oh, well, Tim wants me to do this, so I got to make the decision between what Tim wants me to do versus feed my family. No, we're not saying that. We're just, but yeah, to Cold Blood's elaborate point, the fuck, what did y'all expect? Like, I see motherfuckers doing manifestos to Microsoft and shit like that. They don't care. They don't care. They've moved on. They've just accelerated they're just not playing with you anymore. They're not, the cat a cat likes how to play with its food and shit. They'll just poke around in it and torture it. They don't want to do that. They're like, okay, just stomp on his head and kill him. Send him elsewhere. The idea of an Xbox console is dead, son. And that's it. And again, we're not telling people that, we get there's cloud gamers and other people, PC gamers that enjoy Xbox. Like, for instance, Cold Blood and I personally are not mad at all. We're PC Game Pass subscribers, right? And we prefer for them to do the shit that they're doing. Why? Because I'm not buying an Xbox. I don't think Cold Blood's buying an Xbox. If I'm not buying an Xbox, Cold Blood ain't buying one. So yeah, bring it to where we play. Fine, fuck it. I don't 2 beans in a bucket. We don't care. But it's for those of you that made the investments that we tried to warn. Like your $500 is not going to what you think it is. Even your $300 ain't going to what you think it is. They've decided that, okay, yeah, you made that investment under certain pretenses. We don't give a fuck about your pretenses. We got the money. What are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? Try to sue us. We convince. Look, these are the people that you have on your side. The CMA buckled. The fucking EU just went along with us. And the fucking FTC, God damn it, they put their shoes on backwards. like who's going to defend you? Try to sue us. Good luck. So that's where it's at right now. Did I ask you? No, I didn't. What are your thoughts on Avowed? Did I ask you that already? What do you think about Avowed and its illustrious 30 frames per second for the lighting?
Great. Even more ammo against fucking Xbox. Like, you didn't get enough else yet, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, can we just say every single first-party exclusive game on Xbox is going to be 30 FPS at launch?
Yeah, exactly. Totally agree.
Did even one game came out at 60 since they started this whole next-gen thing with Xbox?
No, I don't think so.
Like, okay, Halo Infinite and Forza Horizon, those are cross-gen games. Who the fuck cares?
Mm-hmm.
The only game I can tell you is probably somewhat 60 is Forza Motorsport.
Okay, yeah, that is true.
That is the only game they released at launch at 60 FPS, most.
Wow, that's fucking
Isn't
nuts,
that crazy?
Though. Yeah, that's fucking nuts.
I mean, only next gen game.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. Not even the medium.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was 60, bro.
Yeah, that is right. That is right. Because I remember I was looking at that game and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then found out it was 30. I was like, I can't do that. Nope. I was looking at that and Stalker. Because remember, Stalker was supposed to release all the way back then and shit. Oh, remember the game? What was it? Crossfire X? Remember that shit?
Oh my god!
Oh, I forgot all about because I remember Crossfire X came out, Medium, and Stalker 2, and they were supposed to be like launch titles. And, oh my god, yeah, that dog shit. Okay. PlayStation 5 Sweeten says Maddie is just giving up. Yeah, I like Maddie, and again, nothing against. I don't really know these dudes all like that, so I don't have nothing personal against them. I just don't like when people are being deceived or being lied to, or when people just don't do their simple research and do their homework. But I like Maddie as of late. Like Maddie right now, I think is, if you're looking for straightforward, non-fluff Xbox content, from a diehard Xbox gamer, I would have pointed you to Mag, but shit, after our talk with Mag, Mag is just a regulator right now. He's just there to make sure X and C stay balanced, right? And entertaining. Because I mean, again, he still likes the Xbox games. You know what I'm saying? He still has friends within the community, but you heard what he said. And if you didn't hear it, you need to go listen to it. But if you want somebody that's still like hoo-ha for like the Xbox content and Xbox is the primary way that they play, I think that you need to go check out Maddie Plays. I think he's your best resource right now to listen to. Because he's not going to do the flop. He doesn't do the pony shit. He he's not a console warrior. You know what I mean? Fanboy, okay, maybe, but I think he has he has the most reasonable critical eye out of all of them. You know what I mean? And like I said, nothing against Cognito, but I can indulge in his content when he's with Maddie. But yeah, Maddie's like, nah, we're not playing these games anymore. You know what I mean? So, all right.
Wait. If you want to feel great about your Xbox purchase, just follow Hagit and listen to his podcast. Yeah. Like, he's gonna tell you,
oh my god,
a shit ton of what Xbox is doing good right now.
Oh my
god, that PlayStation ain't doing.
Oh my god.
And you don't even have to fact check that at all.
Yeah.
Like, no,
don't do it. It's
Just feel good about what he says.
PlayStation is in such hard trouble that they have to go to PlayStation in order to. I want to show you guys, and then we're gonna. I promise we're gonna transition into something else. But I do want to show you guys something. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Matt Piscatell. Yeah, Matt just put something out here yesterday. Here we go. Oh yeah, here it goes. Oh yeah. So Matt did the July NPD numbers, and again, it's been like this for like the last 4 or 5 months. So I want to show you guys something. Again, just if you've been indoctrinated and you've been in the Xbox silo and you've been listening to like the rhetoric from Hargeet or whatever, and you were led to believe that that PlayStation is in trouble, that Xbox is really in a better place, but they're just deciding to do this because they just want more money, right? Okay, you don't go to somebody that's in trouble. Like, what business goes to somebody that's in trouble in order to make more money? And if that is the case, then why aren't they this heavy on Nintendo? right? Like, wouldn't we say that Nintendo is fine? I mean, the Wii U, I think we're all in unison and agreeing is that the only reason why Nintendo is seeing a downturn is because the Wii U is on its back end. But it's still, you know, it doesn't mean that their software sales are bad. It just means that they've kind of reached their ceiling on as many people that can buy Switches, right? So why aren't they going this aggressive on Wii U? I mean, on the Switch, right? Like this is where you got to start asking questions when you start hearing this horse shit. But here goes something that I want you guys to take a look at, and to cross balance what you're being told against. I'm gonna go through this list real quick. This list again is the list of games that are in the top 20 NPD or Circana. And for those of you that are not aware, that are new to this, the NPD/Circana measures gaming activity for North America. North America is the largest region in console gaming. Second largest is Europe, all right? So when you look at what's going on in North America, this list right here shows you the top selling games from between December 30th, 2023, all the way up until August 3rd, 2024. So for like that 8-month period, 7 to 8 month period, these are the best selling games within that range. Let me read them off to you. EA Sports College Football, 25. Helldivers 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Dragon's Dogma 2, EA Sports MVP Bundle, Elden Ring, MLB The Show, WWE 2K24, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Tekken 8, Hogwarts Legacy, Madden NFL 24, Madden 24, NBA 2K24, Suicide Squad, EA Sports, P3, Persona 3 Reload, Minecraft, Grand Theft Auto, Sea of Thieves, Marvel Spider-Man 2. Here's some things that I want you guys to take into consideration. Right? You see these two games, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Marvel Spider-Man 2. They are only on PlayStation 5 and they're making this top 20 list, right? You can point to the Microsoft games, but the Microsoft games that are up here are everywhere, including PlayStation. Remember that. Again, there are games up here that are only, these two games are only on the PlayStation 5. Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. We know ain't nobody hardly buying that, right? But who had the marketing rights to that? I believe it was PlayStation. And it's still hanging on for dear life in 14th place. It's still on the top 20. Again, because of the purchasing power of the PlayStation Market Store. Now, you can look at Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves was like, it was like 192nd before it started hitting this list again. When did it hit this list again? When it hit the PlayStation Market Store. All right. And last but certainly not least, if you want to sit there and say, well, that don't mean nothing because Minecraft's there and this one ain't there from PlayStation, all that other stuff. Consider this. Every single game on this list you can play by having simply a PlayStation 5. You can't say that about Xbox. You can't say that about Switch. You can't even say that about PC. Because of Marvel Spider-Man 2 and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. You can only say that about, not PlayStation 4. Because remember, everybody say, oh, PlayStation is only, the marketplace is only good because of the PlayStation 4. Again, the only place that you can play all these games is PlayStation 5. The PlayStation marketplace is just a force to be reckoned with. And if all this dog water, old Kabasi water bullshit that you're hearing from these grifting creators was true, then Spider-Man wouldn't be up here after releasing last year. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth with all the, oh yeah, it killed Square Enix, that wouldn't be up here. And most definitely, Sea of Thieves wouldn't be dragged from the depths of 192nd all the way up into fucking 19th. That's based off the success of the PlayStation 5 marketplace alone. So as you're hearing this dog water shit, this hot dog water shit from these creators, understand they got a reason to grift. You guys are lining up their super chats. Going into this generation, there was Xbox creators that I work with where I told them, you motherfuckers need to get a podcast. Because even though I stepped away from Xbox, the Xbox fandom is at a fever pitch. You guys would capitalize off of it. I'm not going to sit there and pretend to like anything I don't like just because it's going to give me some type of benefit. I got to actually like it. But you guys actually like this thing. You need to have a podcast. And of course, they've seen inroads since doing that, since getting a podcast. If I could see it, believe you me, other motherfuckers saw it too. Where do you think all this damn salt content came from? Look at the background of these salt content creators. You'll be amazed to find out what they quote unquote used to like. It's all a grift game. It's all a game to fleece you for your money for being gullible. I even tell people here, why do you think Cold Blood is here as well? Not only does he make the channel 1,000 times more entertaining, but he's there to check and cross-balance the shit that I even say. Nah, Moss. And we'll, go back and forth and at it. Even I need a cross-check. Do not go and listen to this buffoonery unchecked. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't feel sorry for you if you're stuck around this long. The moment Tim Dog left, that was your fucking cue. If you didn't take that cue, you need to self-evaluate and self-reflect. Even at that, you can still learn. It's never too late. But rule number one should be, do not be listening to the same sources that you were listening to that lied to you, that deceived you, without listening to counter perspectives. I'll say this and then we're going to move on. One of my favorite shows, and I was telling Cold Blood this, is a show called Rebel FM. It is a show that is hosted by former 1UP people that came from my favorite gaming magazine of all time, GMR magazine. It was the magazine. If you're an old fogey like me, you'll remember the name. It was the magazine you got when you went to EB Games. Like GameStop had Game Informer, EB Games had GMR, right? Best fucking gaming magazine of all time. That being said, Rebel FM, or people that come from that ilk, that also one of the main showrunners is a big time Xbox enthusiast. I don't agree with none of his personal gaming takes, but he talks from such a factual plane that I get educated every time I listen to an episode. That's what you guys have to. You guys have to start listening to people, or if you're going to listen to this one or that one that's entertaining, that's giving you a bunch of fluff, cross-balance that with somebody that talks factually, whether it's someone that agrees with you or not. Only then will you not get deceived. Until you do that, you will definitely not be in the know. All right, we're going to move on. We're going to move on to PlayStation news. Like we said, we got some room to kick around Concord. But before we get to the Concord stuff, let's talk about this. Tokyo Game Show, Cold Blood. Tokyo Game Show is coming up, and Kojima Productions put out this tweet. They said, PlayStation presents Death Stranding 2 special stage confirmed for Tokyo Game Show, September 29th at 10:30 to 11:30 at the TGS main stage. Kojima will be joined by special guests to discuss Death Stranding 2. And there's a lot more information on it when you go to this link. What do you think about this, Cold Blood? My first question is, are you any more excited for TGS possible announcements with this Death Stranding 2 news, or are you just like, whatever's clever?
Absolutely, bro. Like my literal avatar everywhere was one of the villains from Death Stranding. So yes.
Cool. Okay.
I am very excited.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to be honest. I wasn't the biggest Death Stranding enthusiast. That came, during a period where I like Days Gone. I didn't give either one a chance at first. Played them later. I think that what happened to Days Gone was a complete misjustice and just some bullshit. That being said, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the biggest, enthusiast over Death Stranding, but I am interested in seeing what Kojima produces this time. And me personally, I'm excited, for the potentiality of a PlayStation 5 Pro being announced there and maybe some other new games, right? And it seems like that, unlike Xbox, they're going back east to make these announcements. It seems like it's fucking working for them focusing on the east is working for them. They had success in their presentations from all accounts at China Joy. Black Myth Wukong, we'll talk about that in our final segment, is fucking killing it for PlayStation and so forth. So yeah, I'm interested to see what they're doing. And again, PlayStation seems to be taking a different approach where they're going back east to make these announcements. Okay, that's all the PlayStation glazing we're going to be doing today. Because, well, no, I'm lying. There is news on the booth. So just a little bit more news. This comes from Insider Gaming. PlayStation teases Death Stranding 2 and more for Tokyo Game Show 2024. In a new blog post, PlayStation revealed some of its plans for Tokyo Game Show as Death Stranding 2 event booth titles, scheduling, and Sony confirmed that this year's booth will also feature Astrobot Monster Hunter Wilds. Although the former launches in early September before the Tokyo Game Show itself, Monster Hunter Wilds isn't released until 2025. PlayStation will have a giant functioning Gacha machine inspired by the upcoming Astrobot. There will also be 40 units of Monster Hunter Wilds at the booth. God damn, with a limited supply of acrylic keychains for guests. So Cold Blood, again, your Monster Hunter Wilds is gonna be there, bro. God damn, that's the shit. They going all out in Tokyo Game. 40 fucking booths, man. You excited to get more information or more trailers on Monster Hunter Wilds?
No, I just want the game. Now.
He said it at this point. Stop fucking teasing me. Give me the goddamn game. Let me ask you, what do you think about this talk about that the demos at Gamescom were at 30 frames per second? Is that disheartening to you at all, or what are your thoughts on that?
Yes. Like, bro, what the fuck are we doing here? Like,
yeah.
No. Don't make it a 30 FPS only game.
Yeah. Again, I'm not the biggest Monster Hunter fan. Again, but I can respect other franchises and just say that they're not my cup of tea. But yeah, I think, look, man, if you gotta like do all your bells and whistles under 30 frames per second, fine, not a problem. But there should be a 60 frames per second mode. There should be. So, hopefully they screw that out before it's too late, or before launch. All right. Okay, y'all. So for those of y'all that enjoyed me kicking in Phil's ribs and all the other shit, you might want to get your antacid because we're about to drop kick the shit out of Concord in the face. Yeah, so Concord is launched. It launched like 3 hours ago. And oh man, this does not look pretty. I just pulled it up right now, and there are 671 fucking people in game on Steam. You look at the charts, and it's 135th in top sellers. Holy fuck. Twitch stats says there's a coveted 861 people watching it right now. Cold Blood. Look, bro. Let's get right to the fucking nitty gritty. What are your thoughts on not only these Concord numbers, but the decision, just talk about it all, bro, if you can. The cap that people are doing. Oh man, this is still a great game. I don't know if these are bots, like not Xbot fans, but literal bots. My name is Jason Wilkins, and I'm happy that Concord is out here. I'm loving it right now. It saved my marriage. What do you think about this capping that's going on for the game? What are your thoughts on the current state of affairs when it comes to Concord? Uh-oh. Did we lose Cold Blood? I think we lost Cold Blood for a second. Okay. So I'll give my thoughts, and then when Cold Blood comes back.
Sorry. I was
that's
muted.
Okay. Oh, no, go ahead.
No, I said I have no doubt that those that God damn it. Give me a second.
Okay, then not a problem. Just let me know when you're ready, brother. I'll chime in. So I'm looking at Concord. I'm looking at these numbers. Mind you, I've been playing this thing for a while. I've been playing this thing longer than a lot of you were able to play it. That's all I'm going to say. I knew what this thing was for a while, and I knew what it wasn't. Here's what I do know. Regardless of what it is, here's what I know what it isn't. It isn't a game that needs to be, that's worthy of being your AAA exclusive going into the holiday season. For as long as I can remember, like even going all the way back to the PlayStation 3 days, PlayStation has always, during the holiday season, released a AAA banger, whether it was first party, second, it doesn't matter. It was an exclusive game. It was a banger game, and it was meant to bring people in during the holiday season. Now, I get that it's September, or it's August. It's not even September when this game is releasing, but still, opposite of Astrobot, we have no such game. I think it's fair to say that, even though Wukong is releasing now, this is a game that's either on the cusp or fitting into the holiday season. That's appropriate. Like if this was a true exclusive for PlayStation and it was never coming to Xbox and they had nothing else coming out afterwards, you wouldn't hear these complaints from me. It would be like, Concord isn't for me, but these motherfuckers are dropping Wukong, right? But it's not a true exclusive. It's just an exclusive via circumstance. That being said, I have a real problem with this being the exclusive title that PlayStation worked on, and this is the one that they're bringing to the forefront. It's not worthy. I know what it is. It might be a cool 5v5 extraction shooter. That's awesome and all that shit, but it is not a title that's worthy of ushering us into the holiday season or whatever, right? It's not it. It should have never been. It's
not an extraction shooter.
Oh, or I'm sorry, hero shooter. Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Give your thoughts on this.
No, look, I have no doubt that those that say they enjoy the game, they really enjoy the game. The problem is you are in the absolute minority. Like, bro, what are we doing here? A 5v5 shooter? A hero shooter? When we have Black Myth Wukong? The fuck are we doing? Bro, yeah, you should have delayed this game to a month where nothing is going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe then there would have been some hype for this game.
Exactly.
But just looking at the Steam numbers, I can already tell you that it's not going to be looking much better on PlayStation.
No.
Like, let's just say 10 times or 20 times the amount of players are playing on PlayStation, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
The number is still not mathing right, bro.
No.
This shit should be at 150,000 concurrent players. To have any fucking buzz about it. this shit here, that is just what we try to tell you. This is what's gonna happen. Even less people gonna play the game than when the closed beta and the open beta came out.
Yeah. I'll say this too, Cold Blood, to give you your flowers. I didn't think that this game would be this bad. Like, I thought it would be higher. I was one of those people that thought it would be higher on PlayStation, right? But looking at these Steam numbers and the fact that Black Myth Wukong is coming out, it's like, gamers are hungry. And I see y'all in the chat. Again, y'all want to battle us, but we tried to tell y'all. Yes, we're fucking taking this victory lap, bro. We're taking this victory lap. Because again, I can't sit here and yell at the top of my lungs, call out Destin Legary and call out some of the shit that Hargeet said, and then excuse the dismissive attitude that y'all thought that this game was going to pop off. Regardless if I'm not saying that the game is bad. It is not the right game for the holiday season. That's all we were saying. We're not saying, look, you could have played this game. It was like, oh shit, I can't wait till this comes out. This was not supposed to be your game that you bring out, precursing the holiday season or into the holiday season. This shit should have come out next year. February, March, or something like that. Now it doesn't even have a chance. And Black Myth Wukong, like the moment I heard Black Myth Wukong was going to be exclusive, it wasn't coming to Xbox, I would have said, you know what? PlayStation gamers are going to lap this up. And then y'all knew Indiana Jones was coming. And y'all knew when it was going to be announced. See, this is where I talk again. You guys got to look at things in totality. They knew that Indiana Jones is coming to PlayStation 5. You think they just make it for PlayStation 5 and just knock on the door? Guess what we got? So PlayStation knew that this announcement was coming. They knew Black Myth Wukong. Now they already know Black Myth Wukong is going to be exclusive at least for a period of time on PlayStation. Y'all know the impact that those announcements are going to have. So why not just sit there and give Concord some breathing room from all that? Now nobody gives a fuck. Everybody's playing Black Myth Wukong, bro. Nobody cares. That's all we were saying. This was horrible timing. Horrible timing. I'm trying to look on. Now again, this isn't like a for sure site, but I'm trying to look on because it's not on there yet. I'm trying to look on PS Time Tracker. I don't see Concord anywhere. Like, and maybe you're not going to see it until like this weekend or Monday. But after Monday, I don't see it here. I think we kind of got like a semi-good idea of how this is even going to land on PlayStation. Like, this game is falling out of the top 100 on charts, even in PlayStation, in some scenarios. Let's go look at top pre-orders, top PlayStation pre-orders, top PlayStation pre-orders, PlayStation. This. Sort and filter. Sort by, best selling. It's already sorted by best selling. All right, so let's put this up here. Let's see where fucking Concord is at as far as top selling pre-orders on PlayStation. I see Call of Duty, Black Ops, of course. I see 2K25. I see Star Wars Outlaws, for crying out loud. I see Space Marine, right? Maybe it's not up here anymore because I'm looking for Concord. Okay, maybe it's not going to be up here now because it's already officially released. But hold on one second.
Well, maybe it's a W for Moss, but for me, that's an L. Like, another fucking game that comes out from Sony that I absolutely don't give a shit about, just like back in the day with Destruction All-Stars. Like, that is just wasted fucking resources, bro. Come on, Sony.
All right, so yeah, I don't see it here. But let me go to most purchased, top PlayStation, top selling PS5 games. Here we go. Best sellers. Let's look at this list. Best sellers. We might be like in a limbo period when it comes to Concord, because it might not be in top pre-orders, but it might not be in bestsellers either because it hasn't launched yet. Default, let's do best selling. I want to do, I mean, I know we're doing like a double whammy here. And can I go by platform, release date, new or old, price, platform? Yeah, we can do platform. Let's just do solely PlayStation 5. All right, here we go. The Last of Us remasters up here. You got Rise of Ronin that's up here. Helldivers up here. God of War Ragnarok. You got Subnautica and shit that's up here. You see Concord. Let's keep looking. Yeah. Nah, I don't see Concord. Look at that. I'm still looking. Don't see Concord. I don't. Yeah. Damn. Saints Row's up here in Concord. Isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. But look at that. Top what? Top 100 games. Concord isn't up there. Fucking Saints Row's up there. Like, what are we doing here? Yeah, the game is not going to land well. There was not smart. There was not a smart approach to even rolling this thing out and trying to give it a chance. For people that want a 5v5 hero shooter, okay, maybe it is cool for you. You really, like we saw with Helldivers 2, games like this, you really need PC support. PC's not feeling this, especially with Black Myth Wukong out. Yeah, you can forget it. You can fucking forget it. And here's the thing that kills me. You guys got a whole bunch of games that sold in China, right? Is it possible with all the consoles that sold in China that if you would have released this later, maybe it could have gotten some play? I don't know. But we'll never know, because everybody that's buying the console in China, they're zeroed in like we are here elsewhere. Everybody's zeroed in on Black Myth Wukong. So you fucked that up. You fucked that up. Zapmando says, hold on, let me go down here. Look at these comments. Zapmandos says, it was obvious from the trailer months ago the game would not pop off. It's not a holiday game. It's not even about popping off and selling a gazillion. The game is DOA, bro. It's DOA. And this thing was in development for 8 years. I don't even know if they're going to get out of the red. This game is DOA. Look at this. 671 players on Steam, bro. Nobody's checking for this game. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to tell you. Not your mother analogy says, like you said, we don't care if it falls off the radar. Nobody wanted Sony to release this game in the first place. Good seeing you, my friend. As always. Our PlayStation 5 Sweden, I didn't mind the beta either. I didn't mind it. It was, I mean, you know, it was like, oh, okay, it's cool. But there's a difference between your personal likes and your analysis. And maybe it's because I do give analysis for a living. I can separate the two. I can personally like something, but look at a group of people and look at their tendencies and look at them as a demographic and say, this is not going to land well with them. And that's what we're doing. We're analyzing how this is going to go. Like me and Cold Blood, we looked at the game, we played it. Now Cold Blood more critical than I because he plays a lot more of those games. But I was in the same vein. Like I'm not digging it. I mean, it might be cool for some, but it's not going to land well enough for it to be successful. It's not even. It's got to kill it. It's not even going to be successful. The hell with whether we think it's an appropriate game for the holiday season or even to usher in the holiday season. It's like this game was set up to fail. 671 players? Like, I don't even know. Here, let's check this out. I don't even know if there's... Okay, well, maybe that was going to... Yeah, there's 85 people playing Hellblade 2, right? But for your release of a games as a service title, I don't see you in the top 100 anywhere on PlayStation, on any list. I don't... You're 135th during your launch period on Steam. You realize, you do know that those numbers only go down from here. Those numbers only go down from here. I don't know. And we cannot sit there and laugh at games like Halo and laugh at games like Redfall when, hey, let's look at Redfall. I'm pretty sure there's only like 3 people in Redfall, but I want to look at what Redfall peaked at. Okay, there's 36 people in Redfall. Redfall peaked at 6,000. This is launch day, and it's not even peaked at 1,000 yet. This game could potentially, like, if this don't start normally, you know, we're going into the weekend. If it doesn't hit 1,000 over the weekend, it's done, son. It's done. I don't know what else to tell y'all. Y'all get mad, y'all can get upset with us all you want. If this number for Concord does not reach 1,000 by the weekend, when there's no excuses, like this is a fucking Friday. Now, granted, it's only 4:00, but Eastern. But if it doesn't reach 1,000, it's a wrap. I don't know what else to tell y'all. Chris Coleman says, I picked up Concord for PlayStation 5. Games can get better over time and grow the player base bigger. Every PlayStation game isn't going to be a hit. Now, see, this again, we got to be distinct here. I'm not talking about it being a hit, Chris. I'm talking about it seeing success, meaning approaching out of the red. If this game is like in 600 territory on Steam, I can't find it in the top 100 list anywhere. That's very, very bad. And this game was in development for 8 years. Like, they should have never even put that out. I don't know if that was a ploy to try to sympathize. Like, oh man, they spent a lot of time building this, man. We better buy this thing. No. Like, here's the thing. If it's been in development for 8 years, those are 8 years worth of salaries that they've had to pay. Unemployment insurance, all type Social Security insurance. Like this, a lot of money would have went into this, man. Oh my fucking God, that makes it even worse. That makes it more imperative that they see better numbers. I'm not just talking about it being an explosive hit. I'm talking about it, God damn it, not going the way of lawbreakers. Let's do this. I'm gonna look at lawbreakers. I'm gonna look at lawbreakers. The lawbreakers. Charts. Okay. Oh, even lawbreakers peaked to 7,500. That peak was at June 28th. So I want to see, let's see, when did lawbreakers, when did lawbreakers release? That can't be right. Oh, no. No, yeah, that can't be right. August 8th? Initial release date. Is this right? Okay, that peak date must be off a little bit because it's saying it didn't release till August 8th. Unless that was like it's fucking pre-order numbers. Or not pre-order, but like maybe beta numbers or some shit like that. I don't know. But even lawbreakers peaked at 7,500. Like if this game doesn't see 1,000 over the weekend, bro, I don't know, man. It would have to go free to play. It would have to. The game didn't cost more than 50 million to make. Do you have a link for that, Not Your Mother? I find that hard to believe. I need a link. I need a link for that, my friend. Cost to make lawbreakers. I mean, not lawbreakers. Fuck what the fuck. Encore.
You really just put up lawbreakers now. Yeah. Bro, I just saw it, was like, what the fuck?
Let's see. Concord, a video game, estimated between 50. See, this is what I'm seeing. Concord, a game estimated between 50 million and 150 million to develop. Went to a meeting and said, yes, we'll sell this game. Yeah, I think that, yeah, 50 million. If you have a development cycle of 8 years. Shout out to PlayStation Sweden becoming a member. Thank you. We appreciate it, my friend. You can get some great content because of it. Yeah, I seriously doubt that this game only costs 50 million if you got a development. This is like AAA quality. I'm not saying that it's not of quality. I'm just saying you know, I'm not saying that it's not AAA quality, but I'm just saying that it's not that potent of a game. And I find it hard to believe that if you've done 8 years of development on a AAA game, that all you spent was 50 million. That's hard to believe. I don't think so. Now I'm more inclined to believe the range of 50 million to 150 million. I would say no less. I'm going to say no less than 75 million to make this game. And then the marketing. Yeah. Shout out to PlayStation Sweden for becoming a member, man. Enjoy that content, my brother. Oh yeah, especially if it's 100. Okay, so let's do this. It's short math. So these people, let's say that the people at Firewalk Studios, I'm gonna say they average. Let's just do 75. They average 75 grand a year. 75 grand a year times 100 and what the fudge? Times 150 people. That's 11 million. 250,000. That's just off the salaries alone. I'm going to say that the people at Firewalk Studios average around 75,000, which I don't think that's outrageous. Like now the average development medium is like 100,000 now, right? Like where's Firewalk Studios headquarters? Let me do that. Firewalk, I can tell you right now, if I'm on the low end, Firewalk Studios headquarters. They're in Bellevue, Washington. So, okay, I think 75K a year is a reasonable medium for salary. That's just salary, not your mother. We're not taking in unemployment insurance, Social Security insurance, additional stuff that Firewalk Studios has to pay for those employees, unless they're all independent contractors. If they're all independent contractors, then they don't have to pay that. Well, they don't have to pay that. No, they would have to pay it eventually, because even if you're an independent contractor in the continental United States, if you've been employed with somebody for consecutive months, which they've been working on it for 8 years, for consecutive months, they become de facto employees, where you then have to pitch in stuff like that. That's why Microsoft purges their people after 48 months. Because after 48 months, they become de facto employees. And they're in Seattle, Washington. So they're in Firewalk is in Bellevue, Washington, the state of Washington. So the same laws would apply. So after 48 months, I believe it is, these people will become employees. From what I understand, these are people that have come from like Destiny and other places, right? So and they're long stewards, developers. So a lot of most of those 150 employees, I would imagine, would have been there the entirety of the 8 years. Anywhere between 6 to 8 years, right? At least. So if you do the raw math, not your mother, that's $11,250,000 a year. You multiply just the salaries alone, you multiply that by 8, you got 90 million. That's just the salaries. We're not talking about the licensing of tools or the licensing of anything else that went to the development of the game. Salaries alone, 90 million bucks. Sony bought them in 2023, yeah, so that they, all that goes, so they absorbed that debt. All that gets recorded. The salaries that had to be paid, they're not getting income. So they would have had to get investment money, and they're debiting that investment money because the income doesn't come in until you make the game, until you sell the game. So that's all debt. Sony, yes, when Sony purchased them, they absorbed that debt. They absorbed the portion of the 90 million that was there before they bought them. But off the salaries alone, they would have been indebted $90 million. There was $90 million of debt likely in salary accumulated alone. That doesn't go, that's the engine cost or the cost to build the technology, none of that stuff. Hiring voice actors and all that stuff. None of that was taken into consideration. And none of that's not even added into the 90 million yet. You guys forget about their salaries. And again, I'm just doing it off of raw salary. We're not taking into consideration, again, the compensation for unemployment insurance. That's big in United States. I know that as an employer. So for a AAA game to save $50 million off 150 employee base, I knew when you told me how many employees there were, I knew. Like, nah, no way. No way. Yep. So, yeah, they're in deep doo-doo. The studio is only 6 years old, so I'm not sure where the 8 comes from. That dev that said that they worked 8 on for the 5 years, the inception phase is being counted when the team was just core devs. Okay, so let's even take that into consideration. Okay, 6 years. Let's do 6 times 11 million. I can't remember the exact number. Okay, so we said 75,000. And again, I'm lowballing here. 75,000 times 150 employees is $11,250,000. Let's multiply that by 6. Okay, that's still $67 million. 67,500,000. All right. That's just, again, that's just off of salary. It's not employment insurance. That's not technology. That's not voice actors. That's not all external costs. That's not cost that goes to vendors or anything like that they got to work with in order to make the game. There is no way that this game costs 50. If they have 150 employees, there's no way that this game costs just 50 million to make. Then there's marketing. That's a cost too. So, Impatient Fire says, I hope Sony doesn't shut them down. They seem like a talented studio, but Concord is a massive financial flaw for Sony. Impatient Fire, I think you're looking at this properly. You're looking at this properly. I'm not saying that they're not good. I'm not saying that the game is horrible. Now, Cold Blood might be a little bit more cold-blooded on that. I'm saying that the way Sony handled the rollout of this, the timing in particular, was bad. It's doomed. And we can't be skittish on calculating the numbers. We can't be skittish on that. We got to look at it for what it is. I'm telling you right now, the game is in trouble, big time. Sony made a mistake, big time. All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna wrap up with some positive gaming news. Black Myth Wukong is killing it. It's destroying it. Let's take a look at, well, I don't have it. Well, yeah, I do have a couple of links here. Some stuff that I was looking at for Black Myth Wukong. Most notably, I have these 2 links. Number one, what it's doing for PlayStation. And then I just have this, man, look here. Black Myth Wukong has sold over 10 million copies. That's just in 3 to 4 days. 10 million copies. Holy flippity flap. And PlayStation 5s are selling out in China due to Black Myth Wukong's launch. It's like going crazy. And King Thrash was here. PlayStation Suite, and you get to check out that interview because King Thrash talks about this. There's a big East versus West thing that he's researching, and I think has a lot of validity to it. Definitely check out what he has to say in our interview. But Black Myth Wukong is spurring a lot of Chinese purchases of PlayStations. PlayStation is in China Joy, where they've been investing a lot of things out east. What's the developer? I can't think of the names of Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade is seen a huge success where the company before had problems going public, and they're able to do it successfully and fund it because of the sales of Stellar Blade, right? And again, Stellar Blade is just on PlayStation alone. PlayStation 5, that's the power of the PlayStation 5 marketplace. So again, if you thought, Stellar Blade was a bomb because it only did this, only did that, again, stop listening to these creators that don't know what they're talking about or have an agenda. Do some follow-up research on it. Then in addition, you know what I mean? Now these consoles are selling out in China. Like there's a big unification of Asian game development that is happening here, and I'm all for it. Cold Blood, what are your thoughts on the
Wait,
copy?
I can't right now. Give me a second more.
Okay. So I'll give my thoughts on it first. 10 million copies sold, 3 million concurrents. This is huge. It's like, this is big. That Asian connection, that Eastern connection is going to be big in gaming. And a lot of people said, PlayStation is in trouble. They don't know how they're going to increase their margins, and they don't know where they can get more money from, that the gaming sector, the console sector is dead. It's a blah, 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 right? Meanwhile, PlayStation keeps trucking. They found a lucrative venture out east. And remember, it was these same podcasters and these same content creators that were telling y'all, Xbox is going to take over. Remember when they were saying that? Xbox is going to take over because with xCloud, they're going to kill it in the Asian market, right? Remember when they were saying that? Remember that was the launch talk? They're going to destroy it in the Asian market. Xbox is going to do that. In order for you to do that, you can't just throw out some gimmick out there. You got to actually go over there and invest. At least they attempted with the 360 and it was fruitful, it was a fruitful venture. We got some great games for it. But you actually got to have a presence over there. You got to be respected. And you got to actually do something. And you got to make some investments over there. And that's what PlayStation did with China, with the China Joy Project. And they're killing it because of it. Wukong, oh my God. There is no worser game to really extenuate the horrible week that that Xbox is having. There's no worser game to extenuate that than Wukong. You have no standing right now in the development community. The only way that your games can survive is if you sell them on PlayStation. That's the only way that they make money, is if you sell them on PlayStation. They don't make money any other way. PC wasn't helping you. It was boosting you up a little bit out. I don't even say boosting you up. If you weren't putting your stuff day and date on PC, numbers show that you would have added more exclusivity value to your box. You know what I'm saying? And you probably would have seen better margins. So I look at that. I look at the 10 million sold, 3 million concurrents. And it looks like anywhere between 600,000 to maybe 1 million or on PlayStation. I think PlayStation answered the questions that Microsoft has been scrambling for a long time. How do we grow this console market? They did that by heavily investing and respecting and going back home in the East. See, they already got us in the West, and King Thrash talked about this. They already got us lock and step in the West. So they just shuffled over back to the East. Makes perfect sense. We're seeing fantastic titles, fantastic looking titles coming out of Korea, now China, and that's probably just the tip of the iceberg. If you want to flourish a relationship in a region, you have to invest. And I just don't think that Microsoft made the necessary investments and did the necessary work to do what PlayStation is doing. They did that without selling their soul. They opened up a new, marketplace, very substantial marketplace, by just working and continuing to work. Black Myth Wukong is fantastic. I'm loving it. I'm playing it. I'm enjoying it. And it being the only place that you can play it on, console-wise, is PlayStation. You can't beat that with a stick. You can't beat it with the stick. My final thoughts on all this stuff is with Digital Foundry and Metacritic saying what they say. Like, I'm not saying that Digital Foundry lied. I'm not saying that. I do notice some issues when I go play Black Myth Wukong. But more importantly, the whole Metacritic thing, where I think people were trying to be difficult. We saw what I feel like is shady practices from Windows Central, but that's just going to reflect on their brand. They got to deal with all the stuff and all the misinformation and all the lies that they've impacted on gamers. The fact that Black Myth Wukong in their eyes is only 1 point higher than fucking Redfall. They got to deal with that long term. Those are going to have long-term ramifications on their brand. But I think the biggest message for anybody that waits or pivots solely off of Digital Foundry and Metacritic, which I've always been against.
Moss. Just look on Metacritic what the Concord got right now.
Oh my God. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, let's take a look.
It's the legendary number, bro.
Oh shit! Oh, for real? They got the 6.9. Oh, yup, they got the 6.9. Oh God. Do y'all think it's gonna get any better now? There's 671 players. This is a PlayStation first party title now with a 69 user score. I mean, not user score, meta score. I mean, it's only based on 5 critic reviews, but I don't see it getting any better. Like, I don't know what to tell y'all, man.
I hope it stays at that number.
Yep. What are your thoughts on Black Myth Wukong, the numbers that it sold, Cold Blood, and the people that missed out because they listened to Digital Foundry and Metacritic? What are your thoughts on it?
Fuck, did you wait, so people actually decided not to play Black Myth because Digital Foundry said it's not good on PlayStation?
Yep. I saw it. I saw it. Yeah. It's sad. I mean, it's sad.
I would get it if this game was a 30 FPS only title and it was running bad at that mode, yeah? Mm-hmm. Okay, you got a point there. But goddamn, bro, like, yeah, of course it's gonna look a little bit blurry on a 60 FPS mode. What did you expect? Mm-hmm. But come on, let's be honest. When I played the game, bro, it did not look bad at all.
No, it didn't. It didn't look bad, no. No, a lot of people are playing it. I've seen you stream, J-Dub stream. I mean, yeah.
People just overreact for no reason, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, sure, if Metacritic is your whole life, well then, why the fuck are you playing a lot of these Xbox games then? That's what I would ask.
Yeah. Yeah. Why? Yeah. Why are you making the investment in Game Pass to even bother? Yeah. Yep. But yeah, I've seen people say, "I'm glad that I listened to Digital Foundry and whatever."
Well, okay, good for you. If you think you're glad that you don't have a game to play, sure. Couldn't be me, bro. Like yeah. I ain't gonna miss out on it because after this podcast, bro, you know what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like my wife is. Yeah, as soon as she goes out the door, I'm jumping on it too. I got to redo my stream because I kind of fucked it up. But I'm itching to play this game, bro.
Me
That's
too.
how much. Yeah, it's
that fucking night shift killed me, bro. Like,
yeah. But you're willing to stake it out a little bit longer. So we're gonna wrap this up because now that we're talking about it, I'm like feeding and shit. I'm shaking. I'm going to withdraw, man. Yeah, not your mother says Digital Foundry is dog shit. Yeah, Digital Foundry. I think they're like, you know how you go see a movie, right? And then there's like the making of such and such. Like, if you want like the nerd numbers behind it, I think Digital Foundries to be consumed for those purposes. Or, okay, look, you're in the fanboy stuff and you want to rag somebody about their version of a game. Okay, fine. But for Digital Foundry to really, decide your purchasing decision when everybody else is doing the complete opposite of what their spec recommendations is doing, and B, you heavily anticipate a game. If you heavily anticipate a game under those circumstances and you don't buy because Digital Foundry told you?
Don't look. The only way Digital Foundry can make you not buy a game is if they got it before you, test it out, and it literally is not working.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the game is unplayable.
Yeah.
Okay, then I would get it. Okay, Digital Foundry just saved me $60.
Yeah.
But if they say the PlayStation 5 version doesn't perform as good as it should, and that's your whole decision not to buy the game even though you were excited for it, bruh.
Yeah.
Well, nah. What the fuck are you doing? Or on Metacritic, you're gonna listen to these fucking idiots?
Yeah.
Bro, no. The only way Metacritic is telling you something is, are the journals hating this game or not?
Yeah. That's it.
Because, bro, these journals hate this game.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Some of them didn't even play the game and just told you that there's a lack of diversity, even though there isn't.
Yeah.
Like if you listen to shit like this, and this is telling you if a game is good or not, bro, you're not welcome here. I'm sorry.
This is
you're not welcome in this discussion at all.
This is a game with monkeys, roaches, and frogs. In fucking in wolves.
Yeah, no, Moss. The problem with the Screen Rant review is the one that wrote it did not play the game.
Yeah,
he literally exposed himself or she or whatever that was.
Yeah,
because it has like 6 fucking women, and she was complaining about there is no woman in the game. Well, because those women come after chapter 2.
Yeah.
Wop. You got fucking caught. Yeah. And you give this game a 6 out of 10 without even playing it. What? And someone is gonna listen to this, bro, and say, "Oh, I'm not buying the game." This reviewer gave it a 6. I'm not buying the game. Like, oh my god,
that would be so stupid. But people are doing that. People
exist like this, unfortunately.
Yeah. And again, I know this sounds like Neanderthalic and whatever. They're not gamers. I'm gatekeeping like that. That is not gamer behavior. I don't go somewhere and say, "Hey, look, that chicken sandwich right there. Bite it for me and tell me if I'm gonna like it." Right? When I'm right there, I can bite it my goddamn self and see if I'll like it. That's not gamers are enthused to try things out. Gamers understand, and it's the excitement behind, hey, there's this thing that looks cool, but I don't know how it's gonna be, but I'm gonna try it because it looks cool.
Most PlayStation 5 Sweden tried to link us something, but your Nightbot fucked them up.
Oh shit, hold on. Hold on, let me do this. You delete it?
Can you see the deleted messages? Then you can link it yourself. Yes.
I don't see a link. I just see. Hold on 1 second. Why is my message thing?
So here's my suggestion to anyone that wants to listen to a review. Find one or two one or two reviewers that you like and that you would identify your gaming taste with, and only listen to them, what they got to say about a game.
I agree.
The Metacritic shit, bro, we're gonna make fun of it. Like, but our gaming decisions are not made by this fucking score. Like, I played the shit out of Days Gone, and that shit was a 71. I couldn't give less of a fuck.
I'm still upset about that shit. PlayStation Sweden. I am going to. Here, I got you, brother. Let me see here.
Zapmando, if that is what you decided for yourself, great, good. That's what a consumer should do. If you say I'm not okay with the performance right now and I wait on patches, that's okay, bro. But literally saying, oh, I'm not playing the game ever, that's where I'm like, bruh, really? Just because Digital Foundry said so, you shouldn't play it on PlayStation?
All right, I set it up to where you can send the link now. Go ahead, PlayStation Sweden. But yeah, exactly. Gamers are always excited about stuff, and they'll make their own decisions, and they know that's part of. It's like the fortune cookie thing. What is it going to say? You know, it may say nothing. I mean, you know, it's that excitement of what am I going to get, and it's not like, I'm not saying it like, oh, it's like a roll of the dice. Like, you buy something in the hopes of the way that it looks and the way that the gameplay appears, that it's going to be something dope. You know what I'm saying? But you truly don't know until you play it, and that's part of the lure of a gamer's a true gamer's willing to take that risk. And when you sit there and watch somebody tell you, well, I bit into your sandwich and this is what my taste buds told me, and you go off of somebody else's taste buds, totally, like you said, unless they say the sandwich was dropped in doo-doo, they drop in the doo-doo before they put it on the bun. Why are you going off of someone else's taste? Gamers try stuff themselves. That's why I think gaming is in the state of affairs that it is now, because we got so many non-gaming habits that are going on all the time, and they're being justified because and they're only being justified because the people that are on the other end doing it are doing it for money. They're getting benefits from it. They're getting clicks from it. They didn't know, just because you put a Metacritic score out there doesn't mean you get a check. But what happens is when you fucking bloviate or say something crazy like the Screen Rant dude does and get caught out, even by him getting caught out, people are going to that review, they're clicking on it, and they're getting ad revenue for it. They're grifting off of it. It's crazy. You know what I mean? So
no, the Screen Rant review was written by a woman.
Excuse me, whatever. It's like, you know, these motherfuckers just put shit out there, and you know, and they know there's a financial benefit from it. So now you gotta fly by the seat of your own, you know, however the saying goes. Hold on, let me
PlayStation 5 Sweden. Well, Red Gaming Tech is it's more of a news channel about tech.
Yeah,
he's not really looking at the frames of a game.
He's not doing that all. Yeah. I know.
I mean, he had some leaks about PlayStation, sure. But he is not a console centric channel.
Yeah, not at all. He goes over like APIs. Yeah, he's more of a tech channel, definitely. So, all right, y'all. That is it for today's show. Oh, except Now
the giveaway. What the fuck?
Yeah, I almost forgot. We got to do the giveaway. It's time to do the giveaway. And again, shout out to people that have, paid for their subscription service. Don't let it lapse. Keep it rolling, and you'll be part of these giveaways, especially when we hit these goals and stuff like that. Say that again.
Geek, I don't want to hear you ask us again about a giveaway. You're here, motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. I don't hear shit else. All right, we're about to roll this, and here we go. Let's do it. Good luck to everybody that's here. And the winner is Captain Crunch. Captain Crunch is the winner. Shout out to Captain Crunch. Captain Crunch, we will reach out to you, my friend. You are the winner of our $25 gift card for us reaching our member goal last month. And we will become, you will become eligible again if we can reach that member goal again. All we need is between now and I'll say that, yeah, well, we only got 7 more days and it's going to reset. But if between now and the end of this month, we get 50 subscribers, then we reach that goal and we'll do another giveaway. Right? So
you didn't even show us.
Oh, I didn't. Oh shit. Hold on. I'm sorry. Fuck.
Redo that shit. It was rigged.
It's right there.
Captain Crunch, I'm sorry, but you got fucked.
No, it's right there.
Redo that shit. No, redo
it. No, I can't do that. No, that's that. Nah, dude. Captain was like, he'll be fucking protesting. No, you fucking cheating ass bastards. Yeah. My fault. It's right there. Captain Crunch is the winner of the giveaway. Congratulations to Captain Crunch. Let's see the results. Oh, there it goes right there. So it shows you the results right there. Captain Crunch is the winner. You see that right there? Captain Crunch. Shout out to Captain Crunch. Thank you very much. All right, y'all. We're going to get out of here. Cold Blood's going to play some Wukong. I'm going to talk to my wife, and I'm going to play some Wukong. And we will see you guys later. Until next time. You all have a wonderful gaming day. And if you're not playing Wukong, check out that interview with Meg or check out any of the other interviews. You won't be sorry. Until next time, have a wonderful gaming day. Peace.